All right, everyone. Welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. Watch along tonight with myself, who hasn't been here in bloody ages, and Sam, who we can't seem to get rid of. Welcome, mate. You all right?
I wouldn't go that far. This is my first watch along since Norwich at home, I think.
Bloody hell. It's been a while. I was at that game. Before we get into things, Sam, of course, we're going to hear a little bit from Lee about our sponsors tonight, OneFootball.
Sam, what are you doing?
I'm just checking through all my football apps just to get some of the latest news.
Well, you don't need to. You need the OneFootball app. The OneFootball app sponsors Newcastle Fans TV, and it has all of the latest breaking news, putting loads of articles together. Even Steve Bruce is on there when he's been announced as West Brom manager recently. It's all up to date. The best thing about the app, it pings when there's breaking news. You need it, Sam. Get downloading the OneFootball app. The link is in the description for that.
I'm downloading it now.
We've all got it here at Newcastle Fans TV. Link is in the description. Go and treat yourself to that as well. It's a fantastic little app, and I'm sure you know that, Sam. I know that plenty as well. We'll find all the lineups and everything on there. We'll come to those in a moment's time. But yes, big game at the bottom of the table tonight, Sam. How are you feeling going into it?
Terrified. Like every game lately. I'm nervous as hell. I'm absolutely terrified. It's a big game. I'm not surprised at our team. I have to be honest. I'm not surprised at all, and I'm not. I'm not having this, John B. I am not having that at all. Worst ad ever. Muller acting, selling stuff that's free.
The Oscar nominations came out today, and I think I've got a late call coming in for Sam to be supporting actor there. We'll see you at the Oscars.
Are you doing the voiceovers for the Oscar?
Not yet. I'm waiting for the phone call. Maybe I'll host it. Who knows?
I hope so. Do you have to piss off at half time to introduce Fleabag, or have we got you for the duration?
I think we'll be all right. I'm here all night. I'm all yours. Don't worry.
Good.
Wouldn't miss this for the world.
Just to put it into context, Matt's job is continuity announcer at BBC Three, so he's now in the top tax bracket.
I wouldn't go that far. Scraping the barrel, I think, but yeah. Yeah, massive game at the bottom of the table. You already said you're nervous, Sam. I'm shitting myself, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's a game that if we win could start a massive run of fixtures for us. Kicking off with a good result would be absolutely crucial. Obviously, Everton, new manager under Frank Lampard, they'll be looking for a bounce. And I mean, they got it in the FA Cup at the weekend. They were fantastic against Brentford. I think it was 4-1 or 4-2 in the end.
Yeah.
So obviously they'll be feeling good coming off the back of that. We've had a bit of a warm weather training camp and a bit of a break. And obviously the new signings coming in the door. Only one starting tonight. Matt Targett at left back. We'll get onto the full team news shortly. But no Dan Burn in the starting 11 and no Bruno Guimarães, as I'm told it's pronounced. He's on the bench as well. I was a bit panicked because I looked at the team news and I saw the bench and I didn't immediately see Guimaraes. So I honestly let out a little bit of poo, but it was Bruno G. Bruno G is on the bench.
Bruno G is on the bench. I've been going with Guimaraes.
See, that's what I thought, but I've been corrected apparently. So who knows? We'll go with Bruno G. I think that
Bruno G is fine by me. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. In fact, I would go one further to say I feel Manquillo might even be a touch hard done by not to start at left back tonight after his performance off the bench at Leeds. But I think Targett, who's match fit, ready to go, was always going to come in at left back. Burn yesterday in Eddie Howe's presser said he's got a toe fungal infection.
Yeah.
Sorry for anyone who's still eating their dinner. So and then Bruno's obviously only been in the country since Wednesday or no, what day are we on? I'm lost. But he's not been in the country long, and then obviously he would have only trained once, tops twice with the new lads. So it doesn't surprise me whatsoever that he's on the bench. The same with Everton, really. Van der Beek and Dele Alli are on the bench, aren't they?
Yeah. We'll come to that in a moment. But first, before we get to the lineups for both teams, we'll throw it back to the Leeds United game. Seems an age ago now. Those players that did perform on that day kept their place. You know, like you say, Manquillo probably a little bit hard done by not to be in with a sniff today. One that stands out for me in particular is Joe Willock, who I think the first 45 was one of the worst halves of football I've seen from any individual from his perspective. Second half was a lot better, but he was flagging by the end of the 90 minutes. He was really struggling to keep up with the pace of the game. So I thought that he might have made way today because he's still not at that level of match fitness that we need him to be, especially with the prospect of a Van der Beek or a Dele Alli starting today. Obviously, we know they're not, but that could have been the case. I don't know what you think of that, but I'm surprised that Joe Willock's in the starting lineup today.
See, I'm not. I think he grew into the game a treat at Leeds. He was probably flagging because most teams do flag towards the end against Leeds. They absolutely run their backsides off, don't they? But I think the team in general look a hell of a lot fitter than what we have done, say, a couple of months ago. So that doesn't concern me. I think it is a big game for Willock because he had a good second half, grew into the game nicely, as I say, but he needs another performance. He needs to start making them runs from deep and arriving into the box late and getting on the end of stuff like he did back end of last season. He hasn't done that so far this season, and he has been disappointing in places. But look, the pressure's on for all of them in the midfield now with Bruno on the bench. So there's places up for grabs, real genuine competition for places. So
yeah,
it's the making or breaking of a lot of people in the squad.
Yeah, I mean, the decision to leave Bruno Guimarães out is a split opinion. I'm sure that we can see some of the comments coming in. I mean, this from Adrian saying, Bruno's only had one training session with the squad. Like you said, Sam, he only arrived from Brazil on Friday. It's an understandable decision from Howe. And Eddie Howe in his press conference said, he'll be broken in gradually. When he's ready to start, he will start. He's undeniably a quality player. But the Premier League is a new challenge that we've seen the best players fall at the first hurdle by chucking them in at the deep end. He probably doesn't have that kind of relationship with his teammates yet. Obviously, we know him and Joe Linton are best buds already. But to chuck him in at the deep end in such an important game, you can understand the thinking behind it, right?
Yeah, he'll start on Sunday.
Yeah.
he'll start on Sunday against
I wouldn't
Villa.
be surprised to see him get 45 minutes tonight, if I'm honest. If we're struggling in the game, I can potentially see one of the midfielders being hooked and chucking him on to try and do something with the game if we are getting overrun in that midfield.
I hope we don't, but you kind of want to bring him on after 70 minutes, like you say. If Willock is starting to flag, then some fresh legs in midfield, get the crowd on their feet with 20 minutes to go for that last push towards full time. But look, time will tell. There's a lot of pressure, and it's not just our game, of course. Tonight, there's two other games in the Premier League tonight, both affecting us as well. So it could be a brilliant night, but it could be an absolutely terrible one as well.
Yeah, I mean, I dread to think where we'll end the night. I'm a bit nervous what mood I'm going to be in come the end of tonight. We'll have a quick look at the lineups then in just a second. But Philip in the comments said, "Can't believe he hasn't started his best 11." In Eddie we trust from Conrad. We don't see what happens in training. Absolutely right. People earn their spots. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And obviously the performance against Leeds, what we've mentioned, some of those players have retained their spots and deserve to. We'll take a look at Newcastle's lineup first. I'll just quickly share my screen. So like we've mentioned, Bruno Guimarães not starting for Newcastle United today. The only new signing, the only player that hasn't played for Newcastle yet, Matt Targett in the starting 11 at left back. I know you mentioned Manquillo earlier, saying that he's probably a bit hard done by not to have started. Would you have chucked Targett in straight away? If you were, in Eddie Howe's position, would you have gone with Manquillo tonight, or would you start Targett in that position?
Do you know what? I was never a big out of all the transfers that we brought in and all the business we did in January. This is the one I sort of liked the least. Look, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love being proved wrong because it means that something's good is happening for Newcastle. I'm not a big Targett fan, I have to be honest. Do you remember when we nearly signed him under Rafa for like $3 million from Southampton? Because he was their fourth choice wing back. He did well against Villa he did well for Villa, last season. Hasn't had the greatest of times this season, hence why they beat us to the signing of Luca Dean. But look, I hope he does well. I think Manquillo is hard done by, but I think Jamal Lewis has been hard done by as well. And Paul Dummett's injured again. look, I'm not against bringing in a new left back by any means, but it's not like an out and out quality replacement like we've got Trippier, for example, who's just head and shoulders above. I mean, the other big selection was the central defence, and some people might be disappointed to see Lascelles start. I am more disappointed that he had to go off against Leeds, because if he'd have got through that 90 minutes with the clean sheet, you would have seen hopefully a lot more confidence from the guy, but he had to go off injured. So there was some dodgy moments at Ellen Road in the first half from Lascelles. So I hope there's none tonight, because I don't think we can afford any.
No, absolutely not. No. You mentioned the Jamal Lewis situation. We'll touch on that now. We've had a bit of debate in the group chat. We know, me and you anyway, but Jamal Lewis, young lad, comes in. He's had a couple of good performances before, unluckily picking up an injury earlier this season, missing a few key games. Matt Ritchie and Paul Dummett are both out with, Paul Dummett out with a slightly longer term injury, and Matt Ritchie still out as well, who, aside from Manquillo, are probably your backup left back options at this point. I know some people would like Dummett to play as a centre back, myself included. Yeah. But Jamal Lewis, extremely unfortunate to be left out of that squad, isn't he?
Yeah, this has seemed to have split quite a lot of people, especially on social media, that, Lewis was shite anyway, so what's the problem? Well, Jesus Christ, if you're going to just throw away every player that was shite under Steve Bruce, we'd have no squad left.
Yeah.
Especially with the injury situations with Ritchie and Dummett. I think if Ritchie was fit, I took a great point that Johnny made when we were on with Catch the night before deadline day, that Ritchie could have been one that was moved on, as he always seems to be linked with a move every transfer window. And so, makes no secret that he lives down south. His family is still on the south coast, so I thought that was a possibility. But yeah, I would have kept him in and around. It looked like we were starting to get somewhere with Jamal Lewis, and I'm not ready to give up on him. I'm not. I maintain that signing was a good signing from Steve Bruce. And it was just one of them where it didn't quite work out because of the system Bruce was playing, who Lewis had in front of him, and it just looked a clusterfuck from start to finish, didn't it? And there were some nightmares, but it's a shame. But it's probably not the end for him, because if we do stay up, touch wood, then this summer's going to be absolutely batshit crazy, full of transfers.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see half that Steve Bruce contingent walk out the door if we do stay up in summer. But no criticism to them. They're still some of the grafters that got us promoted from the Championship and kept us in the league under Steve Bruce. So the likes of Kieran Clark and people like that, they've got a lot of stick online, and rightly so at times. Performances have been poor this season, but they're the people that grafted when we needed them to graft, and they've got us to where we are today. Unfortunately, that is the relegation zone, but we stayed in the Premier League under Steve Bruce, unfortunately, and no one can argue that fact.
But you guys like Ritchie, Lascelles, Shelvey,
they're past the sell-by date, I think. I mean, with the exception of Lascelles, probably not the.
I think Ritchie might have, but the other two, I mean, Ritchie's been a fan. I'm not going to sit here and criticise Matt Ritchie, because what he's been for Newcastle over the past 5 years is absolutely superb. Whether he's playing well or not, he gives it all, and he's great value. Whether it's kicking corner flags, calling a lino a wee dick, or anything. So he's been brilliant for Newcastle, but there comes a time where. And Matt Ritchie himself will say he when I've spoken to him during lockdown 1, he said he made no secret he wants to finish his career down at Portsmouth.
Yeah, no, fair play to him. He's always given 110% whenever he's been asked to. He's not the best quality. He's obviously not a left back either, and he's been asked to play there under Steve Bruce.
Exactly.
But yeah, he's a quality player that gives 100% for the badge, and they're the type of people that we need. That's why I've got such a liking towards Chris Wood, who I gave man of the match to, I think, in that Leeds performance, which surprised quite a few people.
Nobody agreed with you.
Yeah, as always, guys, if you do agree with us or disagree with us, you can get involved in the comments down below, and don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe as well. The bench, before we move on to the Everton's team, arguably the strongest bench we've had in a long time. Well, I say a long time, this season.
Yeah, was it one of your mates that I seem to remember a line that stuck with me? This was a good while ago. It might have been the start of last season where you put in the group chats the first time I've looked at the bench and haven't cried.
Yeah.
I think we're getting towards that now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Again, there's some relative strength in depth there. Some of the players, albeit, aren't in the greatest of form. You likes of Almiron. Gale, God knows what form he's in. Barely kicked a football in 12 months. So look, there's options. There's options coming off the bench. There's no two goalkeepers on there anymore. There's options in defence, midfield, and attack. So hopefully they can get the job done tonight. Please God.
Yeah, please God. I mean, yeah, but apart from up front, we've probably got a very strong backup, at least one player to play in every other position. That, I wouldn't complain if they were to come off the bench there. So yeah, I mean, pretty happy with the starting 11. I would have liked to see Dan Burn starting because, for me, if you're fit enough to be on the bench, you're fit enough to start, and he's not got the same excuse as Bruno.
So who would you have dropped?
I'd have dropped Jamal Lascelles, personally. I think, regardless of the result against Leeds, I thought he was the worst player on the pitch. He made so many individual errors. I think Fabian Delph was superb, and Dan Burn would be an absolutely fantastic addition. But then there's the argument that if you start Matt Targett and Dan Burn, that's the left side of the pitch that have never played together. There's no one to bail them out if we get caught out down that side. Everton have some fantastic attacking talents, which we'll come on to shortly. So that's the risk, obviously, of playing them both in the same game like this. But yeah, I would have dropped Jamal Lascelles, and I don't think anyone would have complained if that had been the case. But clearly, Eddie Howe's got his ways. He wants to. Jamal Lascelles, at the end of the day, is the club captain. He is the team captain, and you don't really drop your captain unless you've got a really good reason. So if I was to predict Eddie Howe's lineup, I'd have thought he would have dropped Chair over Lascelles, but I would have liked to have seen Lascelles dropped personally. But that's just my personal opinion. Don't forget, you can contribute yours in the comments down below. We'll take a quick look at Everton's lineup. Some familiar faces in there for us. Mr. Andros Townsend being one of them, used for the picture that Everton have so kindly provided on Twitter for everyone. The name that stands out for me is the number 1, Jordan Pickford. Loves playing against Newcastle, doesn't he?
Does he?
No, he fucking hates it.
I mean, no, the thing is, the character Pickford is, he probably does like it. Yeah. Even though he's had some absolute stinking mares over the past few years against us, and long may it continue. Look, on his day, Pickford's a fantastic goalkeeper. When it's not on his day, he can be chuffing horrendous as well. Their new signings are obviously on the bench. They've got some good options coming off the bench. Mm-hmm. Calvert-Lewin, not fully wound up yet, is he? No. Demarai Gray's been in great form this season. Andros Townsend's been in very good form this season. Richarlison's always a threat. It's a good, solid Premier League team that were underachieving under Rafa Benitez, weren't they? Had a great start to the season, but I mean, with a new manager bounce, we've got to be really wary of them because they're a good, solid Premier League team.
Yeah, I mean the attacking prowess in that lineup. I mean, you got Richarlison, who I believe won the Olympics, didn't he? Or had won something.
Well, did he compete in the high jump?
The last summer he won something with Brazil. I can't remember what it was. Was it the Olympics? It's the same team as Bruno played in. I think it was the Olympics, wasn't it?
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
But it got a fiery temperament about him. I imagine he'll be the lone striker today with players playing off him. Demarai Gray and Andros Townsend. Demarai Gray is hitting fantastic form earlier in the season. He's dropped off a bit since, which will probably mean he'll score a hat-trick tonight. But constantly a threat on the ball. He's got pace, he's got trickery, and he's got that end product, which he's shown time and time again. Be interesting to see which side of the pitch he lines up on. I'll probably expect him on the left, so matching up with Kieran Trippier with Townsend on the right. But then you've also got Anthony Gordon coming in as well. So I don't know where they'll deploy him this evening.
I think out wide, in the wide areas, there's going to be some really key battles going on. Like Trippier and Fraser look to have struck up a nice partnership on the right already.
Yeah.
And then how's Targett going to cope with ASM in front of him, because he's not going to get the support going back.
Yeah.
But Targett can whip in a nice cross, which Chris Wood should be, rubbing his hands together for that, because that's probably what we didn't do enough at Leeds. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting battles off on the park.
Yeah.
and especially coming off the bench as well. You know, if you get Ali, Van der Beek, Calvert-Lewin coming off the bench, and then we've got Bruno coming off the bench, then, you know, it's going to be a really interesting 90 minutes of football.
It looks to be an interesting matchup. I presume it's going to be a back five for them. We haven't seen much of their setup under Lampard, but, you know, you've got Mina, Keane and Holgate starting. So unless he's asking Holgate to play at left back, looks like it's going to be a back three or a back five with Coleman playing on the right-hand side and probably Gordon playing as a left wing back, I imagine. And then obviously Gray and Townsend on the wings in front of them. Very defensive if it is a back five. And we saw against Leeds, we struggled to get the ball up the pitch and players to support Chris Wood. Who do you think for Newcastle today is going to be the player to kind of connect the midfield to the attack and get up and support Chris Wood? Because it can't just rely on saint-maximin all the time.
No, that's what Willock needs to start doing more of. And this is why Bruno's going to be so key going forward. Because he's that linchpin that can start an attack, get the ball moving and get us up the pitch, which you're right, we don't get up the pitch quick enough at all. We're too slow getting out. Obviously our counter-attack looks fast, but that's purely because of ASM and ASM alone. But yeah, Bruno's going to be key. But as opposed to tonight, Willock, it's got to be Willock arriving in that box late, supporting, getting on the end of things, getting shots off from the edge of the box like he did so effectively back end of last season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's got to start picking up some goals and assists, bless him, for his confidence, if nothing else, because, you know, he was fantastic towards the end of last season. And I was slated in the summer when we went out and paid 25 million. And I said, that's far too much for a player like that. You know, he clearly doesn't want to be at Arsenal. Yeah, I know there's the English tax and everything like that, but we paid for his form, is what we paid for. If he hadn't hit the form that he had at the end of last season, you're paying 10, 15 million pounds at most.
Yeah.
And
I'd agree.
And you know, I'm only justified because he has hit a rough patch. And hopefully, like, fingers crossed, he can come out of the other side of that and start putting in the performances, even like half as good as he was towards the end of last season. It would be good enough, you know. But yeah, we really need to start getting some players up in support of Chris Wood, because he can't do it all on his own, as much as I'd love him to.
Chris Wood's going to frustrate a few as we go on towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Because you just want him to be half a yard quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really not.
No.
So
yeah, no, it's he's not the best striker in the world, but yeah, I know there was one comment that riled me up on the match reaction of the Leeds game. I think it was the day after, and we were talking about it, and someone said that there was a pass played into Wood, and he was half a yard off it, and they were screaming that he missed an open goal, and I was just frustrated because I don't know if you remember, it was me, you, and Johnny on the reaction of the day after. And I was saying that, you know, the player playing that pass should know it's Chris Wood and adapt to that. And even though he didn't reach the ball in the first case, he recycled the chance and gave a better opportunity to Sean Longstaff as well, which is why I like him so much. You know, he didn't just throw his hands up and give up on the chance. But yeah.
Look, he's like big lads like that are aerial threats. They're not built to be pacey, are they? So look, if we get half a dozen goals out of him between now and the end of the season, that's job done.
Yeah, well, that's all we can ask for, really, from him. He's brought in to score goals, and please, God, can he do that? Because no one else has got to. Yeah, a bit disappointed we didn't bring in a striker in the transfer window, in my opinion. I know we tried.
But it wasn't one for not trying.
No, every striker that seemed to maybe score a few goals this season, we seem to be after. Yeah, so we're relying on Chris Wood and maybe Dwight Gale to bag us a few goals before the end of the season, before Callum Wilson's back for like the last 2-3 games. Whatever he is back for now that he's out long term. Yeah, we don't know exact return date on Callum Wilson, but we know it's longer than expected, which is just great news.
Apparently.
Yeah.
End of April.
Which is fantastic. What's that? Three games in May if we got 4? I think.
Yeah. I mean, like we need to be safe by May. Because our run-ins, apart from like Burnley away, which we don't want to be going to Turf Moor needing anything at the last day of the season, but like the 3 games before that is horrific.
Yeah. Personally, I'd love to see Dan Burn versus Wakehorst just battle it out, just 1v1, like a boxing match in the middle of the pitch to see who stays up.
For that. Yeah. You know I love my boxing. I'll take that.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier the other games going on tonight. We've got about 5 minutes till kickoff. Get your score predictions in the comments below and we'll run through a few of those as well. But yeah, the other games tonight and tomorrow. So the 2 tonight are massive. Both teams in and around the relegation zone. Burnley versus West Ham. No, I've got that completely wrong. Watford versus West Ham away at West Ham. And then Burnley host Man United, who kick off 15 minutes later than us. So they're kicking off at 8 o'clock. Very tough fixtures for both of those teams. Realistically, you've got to expect them both to drop points, maybe a draw for one of them. Worst case scenario, they both get wins. Man United not in the best form after being knocked out of the FA Cup by Middlesbrough. West Ham got beaten by Leeds last time and then obviously knocked out of the... No, they didn't get knocked out. They nearly
shithoused their way to a win over Kidderminster.
Yeah. So they're tonight. And then Norwich are hosting Crystal Palace tomorrow at 7:45 as well. So 3 huge fixtures. At the end of tomorrow night, we could be out. Well, at the end of tonight, we could be out of the relegation zone with a win. At the end of tomorrow night, we could be out of the relegation zone and clear by 2 points if Norwich don't get a result and Watford don't get a result.
We could also be bottom of the league. So it is a huge game tonight. Obviously, the crowd packed out at St. James's. War Flag's doing a big display tonight in Gallagher and, of course, and the
Leazes tonight as well. Yeah. I'm just watching on the TV there. They've got the big Bruno flag up as well, which is lovely to see. So how are we? Got 3 minutes till kickoff. Let's run through some predictions then. Let's start with...
Do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me to see Burnley shithouse a win against Man United.
Yeah, absolutely would not surprise me. At home as well. And, they got a decent result last week against Watford. It could have been a win. But, it would not surprise me because Man United are just typical.
All over the place, aren't they?
Yeah. Right, reluctant game. And Newcastle going to win this game 2-1. I bloody well hope so. We've got a few more conservative ones, some negative Nellies in the comments. I'm not sure if he's an Everton fan, this one, because he's got a blue profile picture, but 3-1 Everton from Stephen. Thanks for your optimism. Sammy saying 2-1 as well. Dark's getting a very confused, unless he's just talking about a different game. 3-1 Manchester United. So I think you're on the wrong stream, Darks, but you're more than welcome to join us as long as you don't grief us too much.
Yeah, we've got me and the voice of BBC Three.
Yeah, with you all night long. We've got the big surfer flag out at St. James's, the massive one with all these signatures. The We Are the Man.
I've been under that.
Yeah, my name's on it somewhere.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I was under it, we lost 3-0 at home to Chelsea, which was a horrific day.
You didn't need to say that, did you? Mike chipping in 2-1. A lot of 2-1s tonight. 2-1 the 2 and away the lads. I'd hope so. I'd really, really hope so. A reluctant gamer, getting on my kind of wavelength. Wood to score in the first 5 minutes. I'd love it, but I'd also hate it because we'd bloody sit back and defend for 85 minutes. So
21 points dropped from winning positions so far this season.
The worst. I think that's the worst in the top 5 leagues in Europe, I think. Norwich.
Well, yeah, it is shite.
And I saw this same stat. Norwich, who are of the teams outside the top 6, they have dropped 0 points from winning positions because the 4 games that they take the lead in, they have won all 4 of those games.
Maybe Clark was right to bring down Pookie then.
Maybe he was. I don't think he was personally, no. We've got Jules, very optimistic. Wood hat-trick. Hope so. I really hope so. Yeah, Stephen confirming he is an Everton fan. Well, you're welcome. I hope your team lose, but you're more than welcome to join us on the watch along with me and Sam. I can see Brandon waiting in the background. We'll bring him in once we get underway. People still confused as why Bruno and Burn aren't starting. Well, Kenneth, a little confused why Bruno isn't starting. Burn's a bit different. He's got a poisoned toe. But don't get Bruno not started. Well, Eddie Howe in his press conference, we've covered this. He said that Bruno is going to be eased in gradually to the league. It's completely different when you're adapting to a new league. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a run out today, but obviously not going to be in contention to start. BT Sport have Everton lining up in a 3-4-3, like we predicted. Allen and Gomez in the midfield. Not a lot of pace between them there. So Joe Linton and Willock could have a field day. Could. Depending. I mean, Andre Gomez, personally, I don't rate him. He's got good passing ability, a bit like John Joe Shelby, but his defensive awareness is a bit shocking, whereas Alan is the opposite. He's a good all-round player, Alan. But not very defensively minded in that midfield, Sam.
Gomez, screamer incoming.
I'm just going to leave.
Well, yeah, because you've got to go and introduce RuPaul's Drag Race, haven't you?
Right, we'll bring Brandon in then. Hey, Brandon, you all right?
He is.
I'm good, thank you.
Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. No worries.
You feeling optimistic?
Based on last performance, yeah. Sure. If the Leeds performance was good, hope we can get that one going. And the win over the Saudi team as well. So, win is a win,
Yeah.
So, I think I'm optimistic.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed anyway. Game's just kicked off on my stream anyway. Joe Linton rocking a fresh haircut. Chris Wood and Matt Targett both had a hairdresser travel up to Newcastle to cut their hair in the hotel room before today's game.
Do you not have hairdressers up north?
Who knows? I don't know why they've done that. But yeah, so everyone looking their best for what will hopefully be another 3 points for us, which would take us out of the relegation zone as things stand.
Stop saying that, because it's just...
Okay, we're gonna end tonight bottom of the Premier League. Is that better?
Yes.
That make you feel better? Okay.
Yes, because then it can't get any worse.
I remember I was with Sam on the watch along with the game against Man U, and we were leading for a long time. And Sam also said, "Don't jinx it, don't jinx it," and we all know what happened.
Oh yeah, I was on the Man United one, wasn't I? I thought I hadn't been on one since Norwich.
That's the last one I've been on, actually, the watch along. I've not been on for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've not set up properly yet, but it does look like a back four for Everton with Holgate playing left back, Gordon on the right wing, Townsend on the left wing, and Gray playing as like a number 10. So a 4-2-3-1.
No, they've only been going for 90 seconds.
A 4-2-3-1, because Gordon is playing on the right hand side here, very high up. I was expecting him to be a left wing back, but no, he's playing higher up past Seamus Coleman. So it does look like a back four. Or if it is a back three, then we've got Andros Townsend playing left wing back, which
I'll be right back first.
Give the ball away. Is that Shelby or Joe on the ball? Oh, don't shoot from there. That was actually not.
Did you just say, is that Shelby or Joe on the ball? As in Joe Linton?
Joe Linton, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Because he didn't
No. I was just very confused how you could get John Joe Shelby and Joe Willock confused.
I dropped out real quick, guys. Oh, wait, someone is calling me. That's why. Wait.
I know we know you've got more important things to do, Brandon.
No, I have to reconnect my earbuds again.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 second.
Jordan Pickford already not happy with his defence, giving Michael Keane an earful for misplacing that pass. He was a bit shaky. He came out and claimed a ball on the ground and nearly slid out of the box with the ball in his hands there. So he's clearly rattled already. Playing. I'm trying to figure out. Is he in front of the? No, he's not in front of the Gallagher.
In front of the Leazes.
In front of the Leazes end.
Which is
I'm sure the families are giving him loads of stick from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, defending the Gallagher end in the first half for Newcastle. I mean, it's exactly the same formation that we played against Leeds, a 4-3-3 in attack, a 4-5-1 in defence, Ryan Fraser on the right wing.
Pressing. Got the high press going on again, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. And I think that's good because, by the way, before we get started, Yerry Mina is arguably the most hated player in my books. I genuinely despise him. So the second he does something wrong, I'm jumping down his throat, just in case anyone thinks I'm getting irrationally angry. I despise Yerry Mina. But yeah, their defense of Yerry Mina and Michael Keane, not the most adept on the ball. So high press isn't the worst idea in the world. Can't complain about the tactics so far. If we lose, maybe we will.
Yeah, but 3.5 minutes. See, we're winning the ball in midfield.
Yeah,
putting them under a lot of pressure. This game has started at 100 mile an hour.
Yeah, I imagine it'll slow down soon. Good interception there from Trippier. Go on.
Let Fraser go. Wood get in the box.
He's
trying to find him.
And ball. Never mind. It looked at my screen froze for a second, and it looked like the
What, you got a hand confused with a shin?
Yeah. I'm sitting very far away from my screen to be on this stream right now.
So, no.
Actually, I should go and turn that TV around, but it's all right. I can watch from sideways, the sideways angle. It's okay. The things I do for you.
I know. So, like, when you're BBC, are you on BBC Three tonight then?
I am, yeah.
So is that all pre-recorded?
Magic of TV, mate.
I always thought they were live.
It depends on the night. So depends on the channel, depends on the night. So sometimes it's live, sometimes it's pre-recorded.
So what are you introducing tonight?
Well, everything on every single program on BBC Three this evening.
You are genuinely introducing RuPaul.
Yeah.
Did you use my line?
Not yet. I will be. Don't say it on here because I'm saving that for a special night. When it's the finale, I'm gonna use that because we've got the new season on at the moment. So when it's the big finale, that's when I'll use that line. I'll send you a clip of it.
Yes, please. What do you mean? Send me a clip. I'll record it.
Or you can watch it on TV. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, starting off as a high pressing game, a game that would suit a certain Bruno G, I'd like to think. Brandon's back, so I will add him in. Taking a good sip of a Nuki Brown there. Go on, Joe.
Who called you?
Mate of mine.
Was it the cryo chamber calling you back, booking you in for another session?
The what?
What are they called in Dutch? Like when you've been going into high powered freezers, haven't you? At like minus 200 degrees.
Yeah, like a freeze lab.
A freeze lab, yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
It's good for your health.
Is it?
Skin, testosterone. It's good for injuries.
What injuries have you picked up lately?
Well,
ACL.
from work, when I'm working as a plumber, I have to say, otherwise you got to make jokes about this. I'm working a lot on my knees, and I don't wear knee pads, so I just have a little bit of. So that's. I started using knee pads, by the way. Now, just started to.
You don't need a freeze lab now, then.
It's good anyway, though, and it improves your sleep as well.
Does it?
You fall easier to sleep. Yeah, 100%. So it's like you go first in this first room where it's minus 80 degrees, and then you go into the rest of 2.5 minutes. You go into minus 120 degrees. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit though, but
that's right. We don't use Fahrenheit over here either. We're all about the Celsius, baby.
Yeah, I know. But for the international American watches, not sure what Australia uses though, but
don't know. But we have started well. That's right.
Ooh. We did it against Leeds as well.
Yeah, we did as well. We started well today. I mean, Matt Targett won a fantastic challenge while you were talking about freeze labs there. He cut out a pass that would have almost certainly played Seamus Coleman in on goal, I think. And then I can't remember who won that free kick there, but Yerry Mina is playing very aggressive with Chris Wood because he's a big man in himself. So it's going to be an interesting physical.
He's a big man in himself.
So why do you despise Yerry Mina, by the way?
He's a cheat. He's a diver. He's cynical. He abuses every rule or every loophole in the rule book. I really just don't like the look of his face. And he scored against England.
Yeah.
So yeah, hate him as an international player. Hate him as a league player. What
if he would sign for Newcastle? Would you still hate him?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We've got
even if he scores the winner in the FA Cup game.
I think that would soften it a little bit, but yeah, I would still. We're playing very narrow. Matt Targett,
low standards, Matt. Low standards.
We seem to be playing very narrow on the defensive end with Matt Targett kind of tucked into a central midfield position there, but he's stepping up really well and not letting Demarai Gray have time on the ball at all, which is good. And he's put another challenge on Alan there. It's fantastic.
Yeah, Coleman's out wide though. No, you don't want that cross coming in and arriving late like that. But fortunately, it went wide. Androssen against Trippier. That's going to be a cracking battle, I think.
No legs in them. No legs in at all in that battle. It's yeah, they are playing very wide, Everton, in the attack, which is worrying me a little bit now because we are playing a 4 and they're playing a 5. I'm worried that they're going to get in the channels if our fullbacks get caught up the pitch. We've got Gordon and Coleman on this side, and Demarai Gray floating behind the striker with Townsend on the other side. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one.
Is Calvert-Lewin on the bench, by the way?
Go on.
Yeah, he is, along with Dele Alli, Donny van der Beek, and
just comes back from injury, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
got it.
Shot on target.
I mean, poor pass or poor
pass. Poor pass.
Yeah, it was that Willock, I think, dropping that off. Or was it Maxi?
That was saint-maximin, yeah.
Saint-Maximin.
But and then the referee's positioning didn't help things either. But
again,
to put it on Shelby's left, that's not ideal. As Seamus Coleman's just took out Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe's laughing his head off. Seamus Coleman's not happy about it. I don't know what's happened. Did Joe push him into him?
Eddie Howe wasn't watching, and then Coleman's gone flying into Eddie Howe and took him out.
He's rolled his ankle there. I'm surprised he's not brought out the old Pardew headbutt for that one.
Oh,
I think he needs to get booked. He needs to get booked for it.
Pard definitely would have started shit there.
He would have like tugged on Coleman's shirt to bring him back down to ground again or something.
100%.
Picking up the ball again in midfield. I think I'm like 5 seconds behind you guys.
Yeah. Hey, at least we've got no like 30 seconds, 2 minutes behind.
I'm watching on the BT Sport app, so
yeah,
I'm not.
Well, so
there you go.
Watching on my Dreambox.
Is that legal?
Perfectly legal Dreambox.
Of course it is.
So Brandon is in Holland, so he's not under UK law.
Yeah, no piracy law breaking here. Come on, lads, put pressure on the ball. Jonjo. Jesus. Jonjo's just jogging back, watching him. Whenever saint-maximin's on the ball, sorry, Sam. Whenever saint-maximin's on the ball, there's 2-3 men around him instantly.
It's good though. Sets other players for free.
Yeah.
Oh, good tackle by Cher.
Am I being do Cher and Lascelles usually play the other way around? I thought Cher played on the right-hand side of the centre-backs. No? Do they usually play in this way? I'm getting really confused.
I think they're like this normally always. Lascelles always on the right.
What's he doing? Why does he let that go?
And breathe. Just breathe. Keep breathe through it.
Just flashes a shot past the post there because Fabian Cher, for some reason, just lets a loose ball get past him, wrong-footed, off balance, and then Richarlison's snapshot goes about 5 foot wide, but it was a chance, half chance at least.
Yeah, don't want me giving them too much more of them.
Callum Wilson in the crowd there. God, he's a handsome man, isn't he?
Yeah.
I like his vibe more, though. No joke.
Yerry Mina going over the top of Matt Targett and Joe Linton there and somehow coming out with the ball. Like I said, he's a big man in himself.
Was that a loophole as well, Matt?
No, he's just big physical player.
Okay.
I mean, some refs would have blown for a foul, but it's not this one.
Did you see Matt Targett's video with the club? Did you see Matt Targett's video with the club official YouTube channel today about who his lookalike is?
Yeah.
I didn't.
The Shermanator from American Pie.
I think I
can see why.
Some of our audience are too young to understand that, but I don't think.
Ask your mum and dad for the DVD. It's got boobs in it and everything.
Yeah, I think a couple of the comments may be ahead of us on the stream. So if you want spoilers, don't.
No, well, I've got my device that I'm using to watch the game on covering the comments.
Yeah, well, we've got Mason Holgate going into the book for a very rash challenge on Ryan Fraser, which has left Fraser in a heap on the floor. Doesn't look to be moving.
That was a nasty one.
I don't know if I'd like to see that. I've seen it on a replay. I'd like to see it again because he goes in, studs up while Fraser's foot's planted in the ground.
Oh, he's still down, Fraser, as well. Looks in a lot of pain.
Surprised.
Here we go.
Could this be upgraded to a red? Let's have a look. No. It's a sore one, but it's not a red card. No. He stands on his foot. It's not dangerous. He kind of kicks him with his trailing leg as well, which will be painful.
Tries to go for the ball, though, as well.
Yeah. But Fraser does seem to be in a lot of pain, which is not good. You'd like to... Murphy, Almiron as a replacement if someone's going to come
Murphy.
off
Murphy.
Yeah, you probably would say Murphy, given the form at the moment.
Yeah.
But, wasn't Fraser statistically like the worst player in the Premier League so far this season?
Yeah.
What a load of bollocks that
I don't understand how they calculate that. Ridiculous.
Probably first half of the season when Bruce was still on.
Yeah. Well, when he was playing centre mid.
Yeah, he looks uncomfortable, Fraser, but it's that type of thing that he looks
Impact injury in it.
Yeah, I
We
think he'll
saw,
carry on.
but-
Wait, it's his own stupid fault for wearing like little chickpeas for shin pads. Well, who does he think he is? Jack Grealish?
Most of them have though.
Well, I know, but if you're a winger like a rapid winger, you're gonna have to expect to get your shins clattered at some point. I don't
It's
understand.
not cool, Matt. It's not cool.
Well, it's not cool, but it's not like it impacts.
I know. I get your point, but
like what it
you
doesn't
know.
make it doesn't slow you down. They're not weighing your legs down. I don't understand the fascination apart from the look.
You can maybe make a case for that. It's maybe uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The bigger ones. I used to play football, and when I had like the big ones, it's more uncomfortable, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's like the obsession with cutting holes in the socks.
Ooh.
Shot on target. Shot on target. Second one.
Stat, man.
Hey, 2 shots on target inside the opening 15 minutes.
Your man Wood.
Hey, he's doing what he does best. He would have been.
I mean, he was offside, but
well, doesn't matter. Didn't go in. I think it's just hit him as well. I don't think he knew anything about that. Oh, what's happening?
Target's down now.
Well, that's not
Big,
good. Just had a comment from Paul Mersonville legend. Good luck, Target. You lads have a good attacking left back there. Shame he's made of glass, and he's down injured. Great.
I mean, was it the challenge that injured him, or was it the weight of the pressure of the number 13 shirt that took him down?
Yeah, he's. I think it was Gray. He's gone in, tried to nick the ball off him, and studded him in the ankle there. Another sore one for him. But if he was wearing proper shin pads, which he looks like he is,
I used to have the shin pads that were like built-in ankle guards in them as well.
I swear by them. The one time I didn't wear them, I've got scars on my ankle from when a stud went into my ankle. Literally one time, and I was 5-a-side as well, so they were blades.
There you go.
Anyway,
just on a side note, though, it looks like Fraser is fine again.
Yeah, Fraser and Target.
Yeah. Everyone's carried on.
Nice take by Maxi there. He's got.
That's not a free kick.
He tripped over his own foot. What's he playing at?
Yes.
What? What's he doing?
That's unlucky. That's unlucky. That was good work.
Ooh, he's been done by Andre Gomez. They sold him a dream.
That's the thing I don't like about Maxi. He's always so much complaining, you know.
Yeah.
That's what they do, them kind of players.
But the thing is, like, we've gone so many years with genuine, honest players that never, like, dive, never ask for fouls, and we were worse off for it. And now we've got players...
Ben Arfa?
Yeah, but, like, once in a blue moon. Mostly, we've had honest players that wouldn't try and buy the foul. And now we've got, one or two that will.
Albion has a bit as well.
Yeah. Like, he's a player like when Eden Hazard was back in the league, he's the most fouled player in the league. Saint-Maximin does get kicked up a height, so you can understand why he goes down easily because, sometimes if he stayed on his feet, he might get seriously injured when someone comes in with a 2-footed killer. Yeah, he's literally tripped over his own foot. Sorry, I'm just watching the replay. Literally tripped over his own foot.
Yeah. Well, that's what these flair players are all about, though, aren't they? Not tripping over your own feet, but, they're going to be the most foul players on the park.
Yeah.
I don't like the look of this.
No, me neither. Overload on that right-hand side.
Deflection.
Not getting close enough. Oof.
That'll go out for a throw. It's one of them where the camera angle sells you.
Yeah. Andros Townsend using his right foot. Who'd have thought?
Oh, it hasn't gone out for a throw. It's a corner, isn't it?
That's all right.
I'd say so. Yeah. It is.
I mean, you'd like to think three, maybe 4 aerial threats of theirs. Mina, Keane, Richarlison, Holgate, and then you've got Wood, Joelinton, Lascelles, and Cher to match up with them.
You would have loved Dan Burn as well. But...
Yeah. Well, it looks like Kieran Trippier's marking Mason Holgate, so that's an interesting matchup.
As you do.
Keeper's not come for it. Oof, Yerry Mina's won the header.
Safely over.
God, he's massive, isn't he? I think he's 6'5", but he's just a unit.
He is. I was just going to say the word unit is the correct word. He's a specimen.
I saw a graph the other day of something like when rugby union players tackle, it's the same equivalent of like a 2-ton fridge being dropped on you or something like that. Get rid of the fridge measurement. Just you measure it in Yerry Mina's. It's ridiculous. He's an absolute monster.
I played rugby for the school team once in my younger days. Just once.
position were you?
Just once. Didn't like it.
Okay.
Talking about monsters playing
Yeah.
rugby.
Yeah. I was in the second row. I was number 4. I was Martin Johnson.
Were you big for your age at that point, or were you
Tall. I was an absolute rake.
Yeah, were you? Well, to be fair, height can be power and
Oh no, not me. No. Strong breeze would have knocked me over. Yeah, I never made a second appearance.
No. By choice?
Bit of both.
Yeah, fair enough. Slow. I mean, we had a very fast start to the game, but not many chances for either side. Yeah,
It's settled down now, hasn't it?
Kind of dropped down, yeah.
Dele Alli's had a haircut.
Luckily. Donny, there he is.
Yeah, I'm worried that Van der Beek will come on and rip us to shreds. I think if Van der Beek and Ali come on, I think that's when we'll see Bruno.
Yeah.
Still have to see though. Like he hasn't played a game for God knows how long. But
I know, but quality players, both of them.
He probably only played for the Dutch squad though.
Yeah.
Yeah, internationals, friendlies, Nations League is shit.
Yeah, a couple of comments pointing out Everton's very hands-on approach to this game. As Chris Wood gives a foul away on Yerry Mina, who's holding his head like he's been shot. Everton's tactic is to murder our players, and it looks like Lampard doesn't look like Lampard is holding back his new players. Yeah, it looks like he's told them to go and clatter us at every opportunity. But I don't mind it. That's football. As long as it's not too...
Keeping you up, are we, Brandon?
Yeah, kind of. I'm an hour ahead of you.
I know you're an hour ahead. You've been at work today.
Yeah, but before work, I went to gym as well for an hour. So,
God, you're putting in a lot of work, haven't you, lately, just to stay sexy?
Yeah, I mean, the work itself, it's got even more, like making like 11, 12 hours a day sometimes. Last couple of weeks is mental, work-wise. So, yeah, not much free time. That's why you haven't seen me on the channel as well for much.
Yeah, well, work comes first, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Have to pay the bills.
And exactly, hence why we've got the voice of BBC Three with us now, because it's all pre-recorded tonight.
Just so I could be here with you guys.
You're living a lie. I always thought they were live. I always thought you had to stay up till 3 a.m. to introduce Fleabag.
I already figured that I recognized that voice, but
Joe Willock didn't get the ball out of his feet there. He's been dispossessed by Gordon in the midfield, who's made some good yards.
He's got space. Target's got caught upfield.
Targett, from a distance from here, looks a bit like Matty Longstaff, the way he runs and his physique.
Mm-hmm.
Just my opinion. But yeah, he didn't look like he had a lot of pace there.
Slightly taller, though.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced with Joe Willock still this season.
I mean, in this game, I don't know if I'm just having false memories, but he looks really slow compared to what he used to be. Like he just doesn't have that yard of pace that he used to have. Oh, Demarai Gray's down from no tackle, nothing. He's just gone down on his own steam, so he must have a muscle problem. He looks very frustrated. He's gone down, but then he's got straight.
Dele Alli's coming on.
Great. So I imagine Dele Alli will be straight in, slotting into that number 10 position behind Richarlison. Fuck's sake. Great. That's not, I mean, no matter what you think of Dele Alli as an individual, he's one hell of a player. Gray's a threat, but I'd much rather have him on than Ali, personally. Different type of threat, albeit, Gray's got pace and skill to run at you. Ali will slow it down. He's still got the skill, but positioning wise, he's just so much more aware of where he is on the pitch and probably a better number 10 than Gray's suited to.
Yeah. But, I would compare this to Jesse Lingard. It's either going to go really well for him or he's just going to fizzle.
He looks weird in an Everton kit. Like it just looks superimposed. It just doesn't look right. What do you both make of Rooney turning down the Everton job?
Sensible.
Yeah, I mean it's probably still going to go down with Derby.
I think he's very much invested as well in the Derby County project, so to say.
Yeah, I mean not much of a project if they go the way
Like,
they're going.
Derby County already got kicked out a lot, and imagine Rooney leaving after that as well. It's just another kick to the gut.
Yeah. I imagine they're probably going to get relegated, and if Mike Ashley, unfortunately, he seems to be the only option for them at the moment to survive, they might just disappear off the face of the earth.
Oh, I feel very sorry for Derby in general. Really.
Well, the thing is, he's gonna keep your club healthy financially, but like he did with us, you have to give him that. Like because of him, we can at least spend this January window though.
Yeah.
And in the summer, that's the only good thing.
Yeah.
So if you want some secureness, but to get rid of him, it's another ball game.
I don't like how this set piece is set up for them. They've got the ball just outside the technical area, and they look like they're going to lump it into the box. But there's two men stood over the ball. They're going to play it short. Yeah, I knew they would because it was bloody saint-maximin in the wall, but one-man wall, and then Willock was the next closest player, and he was a good 40 yards away. That was a nice ball in there from Townsend, but well dealt with. It looks like they're throwing everything through set pieces, trying to hit big men in the box at the moment, Everton. They're not really creating much else. Long throw from Seamus Coleman coming up. No, he's taking it short. Oof, come on. Defending on this left-hand side, Matt Targett is bloody sold out by the players in front of him.
Well, what's
go on. Go on. Ah! No, go on! Ah! No, he could have broke there. Fraser was in loads of space, but a mixture of Joe Linton and Wood couldn't get the ball under control to play him in. Oh, Fraser's nicked it, though. It's just got away from him. Good high press, though. We're stepping up. We're not just sitting back on our goal line. We've got, as I can count, 2, 4, 6, 8 men in their half when they're in possession. Ooh.
Like, to be fair, we don't really do that anymore since Hound came in, sitting back that much. Okay, we did against the bigger teams a bit, but even when we played Man U, I remember we were still going for that second goal. We didn't sit back really at Man U.
Yeah.
Not really a part of our game plan anymore.
Sean's just tuning in. How are we playing, Sam?
All right. I mean, I'd say it was a very even game, to be fair. There's not been one real clear-cut chance where the keepers really had to work. But look, we're doing okay.
It's very 0-0 at the moment.
It is very 0-0.
Why would you play that short? There's 4 Everton players around. What's Max? It was funny. I mean, I don't want to drag his name through the mud or anything, but I was sat in the press area, or near the press area at the Leeds United game, and sat near Graham Jones, who was sat up in the box with the analysis team, obviously on the radio. And you know, he was great. He was cheering on like a fan, but he was also getting really frustrated when Maxi wasn't getting up to support Chris Wood. Like he was, you know, getting really frustrated and shouting to himself that, you know, Maxi, you got to be there, blah, blah, blah. So it'll be interesting to see how much closer.
Maxi's just absolutely thrown a wobbly at Willock or the referee.
I think it's at the ref because Yerry Mina's yanked him. Does he give the foul? Did the ref give it?
Or he's going to get him booked.
It's either that or he's going to book saint-maximin. It's because Mina's absolutely corralled him because he knows he's going to get done for pace.
Yeah.
I think the ref does give it. He's got a book. Surely he books.
Yeah, that's even a yellow, in my opinion.
I mean, you absolutely want that kind of player in your team, but that is why I hate Yerry Mina.
I was just going to make that point. Yeah, that's on another day. That's really intelligent defensive play.
On a positive note, Rafael Varane has made it 1-0 to Manchester United, so Burnley are down a goal as it stands, staying rock bottom of the Premier League.
Lovely, with 70 games in hand.
Yeah.
Well, mind you, they're whittling them down.
The Manchester United-Burnley game, obviously 1-0 to Man United. Man United, 2 shots, 2 on target with 75% possession. So it looks like they are very much dominating that game.
Is Wout Weghorst playing?
He is. He started up top with Jay Rodriguez. Max Corner is on the wing rather than up top for them today. Man United have dropped Cristiano Ronaldo. Cavani's playing up top for them. Sancho and Rashford on the wings. Pogba, Bruno, and Scott McTominay in the Bruno Fernandez in the midfield three.
Big move by Regnec, however you say his name.
Yeah. Ronaldo is on the bench, so he is there, as is Jesse Lingard, interestingly.
He's gonna get some fuss in the dressing room.
Come on! If Everton score for here, I'm going to go absolutely mental. What is Fabian Schär doing?
He's miles offside. He's put the balls in the net, but he's miles offside.
I mean, he couldn't be more obviously offside. He's about 50. He's probably offside behind the goalkeeper as well as the defender. The replays they've got. What is Fabian Schär just stood looking at the ball for? And then he's been pipped to it by Richarlison. Great pass in behind from, I think, Gordon, who sets in Ali, who takes on the shot and then dinks it in. But Richarlison's, a good 6-7 yards offside. Sticks it in the back of the goal, but obviously will not count. So Burnley current. Oh, wait. Hold on. Don't tell me that goal's been disallowed.
The Man United one.
I think the goal's been disallowed. No goal. Fuck's sake. So 0-0. Never mind. That's choked off from VAR. Oopsie daisy.
For what? Was it offside or something?
I guess so. 0-0 in both the West Ham Watford game and the Burnley Man United game. But the Burnley Man United game's only been going 15 minutes. Whereas
is that Yerry Mina that's gone down like he's been shot?
Hope it is.
Go on, Maxi.
He is.
Go on, Maxi.
Go on, Joe. Oh.
Shoot.
Come on, Joe.
Oh.
Unlucky. The pass sold in a little bit there. Go on, Trips. Fight for it. To kill him, John Joe. Well in. Got the ball, ref. No, you stupid arse.
Oh, that's
Why are they all bitching
for a yellow
about
card? That? The ref's gone for a yellow card for John Joe.
Typical John Joe challenge.
Absolutely furious. They're surrounding John Joe. But for me, it looked like a clean challenge. He gets the ball. Yes, he goes in strong, but he gets the ball. Yeah. Everton players are saying it should be a red because he comes from behind. It's Anthony Gordon that he's cropped, who's down injured, as is Yerry Mina, who's receiving treatment for an earlier infringement.
You know what I can't stand? This is probably going to get looked at by VAR. Just because the players are making a big fuss about it. Like, it's almost like the players are deciding that
he's gone through him to win the ball. That's the thing. It's a yellow card. It's not a red.
It's not. If that's given as a red, I'll be very surprised and angry. Maxi's pass to Joe Linton here. We're just seeing it on the replay. It's just too much. It's Joe Linton's first touch lets him down, and it's just
get out your feet and get your head over it and smash it.
I don't think he has another way to go. To be fair, would you take it immediately?
No, you got to take a touch. Southgate sat with Mehrdad Gudussi and Amanda Staveley sat literally next to them at the game, which is interesting. Probably monitoring Kieran Trippier along with a couple of other.
Yerry Mina's going off, Matthew.
I see Jared Branthwaite's probably the backup centre, unless they switched formation and went to a back four, stuck with Michael Keane and Mason Holgate. They have Branthwaite on the bench, and I'm not sure where Patterson plays. I think he's the right back that signed, isn't he?
Where's their new left back that Rafa signed?
The
No,
is that Patterson?
No, it was a Eastern European chap.
Why I say he signed for Aston Villa.
Mikolenko or something like that. The Ukrainian lad. Yeah, I don't know. He's not on the bench, so. Branthwaite is coming on for Yerry Mina, apparently. Which, I mean, he's a young lad. He has played a few games for Everton. I recognise his name. He looks like a big unit as well.
So that's 2 subs already.
Which is great because...
it's just normally us.
Yeah, well, it's normally us, but also only one of Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Donny van der Beek can now come off the bench.
That's a positive as well.
Good news, Man United have finally scored, apparently. A couple of comments saying that they've scored. The Google score does say that they have scored.
I will be back ever so briefly.
Oh, don't leave me. Yerry Mina straight down the tunnel. Straight down the tunnel to receive treatment, and as Damari Gray was, it looks like Paul Pogba scored for Man United in that game, which is good. 18 minutes on the clock for them.
Not ruled out this time.
Oh God, I'm worried about this set piece.
Looks like it's going to be Gordon going to take it.
Oh, it's a goal. Fuck's sake. Jamal Lascelles has put it in his own goal.
Oh, come on, man.
We don't deal with the first ball into the box. It bobbles around the box. Someone attempts to clear it, and it bounces off Lascelles into the goal. Why can't we defend? It's honestly a joke. Like, the ball comes in. Where's the first header away? It's a great block on the line. I'm not sure who it is. It's maybe Trippier or Targett.
I think it's Cher.
Is it Cher that blocks it eventually?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, no, it's Targett, I would say.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's at the end of the day, it's in the back of the net. 1-0 up Everton, and that is the sloppiest, scrappiest shit goal that you will ever see. Shocking defending. We looked like we won the first ball there, but it's just rebounded. So lucky. And we give the ball away immediately from kickoff. This team is going to... does my head in, honestly. Come on, capitalize on it. Beautiful. Go. Go on, Joe. Oh, get it out your feet, man. Good move there. Ryan Fraser fed Joe Willock after we intercepted the ball on high press. Joe.
Corner kick.
Joe is dancing.
Oh, lads.
But it's gone out for a corner, though. Kieran Trippier standing over it. Everyone's piled into the box for this one. So another set piece, another dangerous moment for us. Kieran Trippier.
Lascelles, please redeem yourself.
Great ball in. Lascelles! It's in! Yeah!
No way.
Yes, he scored. He's headed it. It looked like he's going in off the bar. Jamal Lascelles directly from the Kieran Trippier corner. Jordan Pickford is fucking fuming.
Useless.
What a ball in from Kieran Trippier. Swings it into the back post. Jamal Lascelles, brilliant run. Credit where credit's due. He runs late from the edge of the box. Nobody picks him up. Rises high. Power header. Don't tell me that's offside. No. It looks like Shelby. So Jamal Lascelles has headed it. Hit the bar. It's rebounded.
So Shelby's
it's gone in. It's an own goal. There's no way.
Oh, yeah? Well...
Mason Holgate own goal. It is 37 minutes in, and it's 1-1 through 2 own goals. I don't believe it.
I preferred it to be Lascelles, actually, because I said, Lascelles, redeem yourself from the corner kick. He did. Looked like it, at least, but it's an own goal. Damn it. Okay, that's fair game again now.
Yeah, 1-1, straight for a brilliant response from the lads. I mean, it was we lost the ball immediately from the kickoff, but then the high press to get up and win it was fantastic. And Joe Willock, credit where credit's due, you know, fantastic feet in the box. Was unlucky not to get the shot away in the first place, but won us that corner. And what a ball in from Trippier! What a ball! He won't get the assist, unfortunately, but what a ball in! Bloody hell, my heart is pounding.
Jesus. Sam is leaving, and look at what all happening.
Oh, no. Don't come back, Sam. There's plenty of action. We want you back. Come back. Brilliant. Fantastic strike. Yeah, Pogba, BT just confirming that Pogba did score, and it has counted for Man United. Burnley still yet to register a shot on goal. Man United having 65% possession in that game so far. So it looks like it's all Man United, which is fantastic news for us. Let's have a look at the live Premier League table, shall we? See where we are. Table. As it stands, we will go above Norwich because they're only 1 point ahead of us in the league before this game, and after this game today we will have played the same amount of games as them. They do play tomorrow night, so we will have a game in hand after tomorrow night.
Our goal difference is better, right?
Our goal difference is significantly better.
Is it though?
Yes, we're back for against Norwich. It is, yeah. So we're on -23. They're on -32. So that's a 9 goal.
Right. Okay.
Or -22. minus 23. Yeah, so we're better than Norwich, but we are worse than literally everybody else down there. So goal difference doesn't really come into play unless it's against Norwich for us. Yeah. So as it stands, we will be just in the relegation zone, level on points with Watford, who are currently drawing as well. So if Watford lose their game, we will be out of the relegation zone. I think I'm right in saying that.
But this is a must-win game.
It's really, we should win this game, but
we should be. And the way how the game is going, we shouldn't settle for 1 point.
No, I know we're all going to be clamoring for Bruno to come on, but with Jonjo Shelvey on a yellow card now, and the manner of that first challenge as well, you'd expect him to be subbed because we can't risk a suspension. I
would sub Joe though, but
I think with Willock, he's not really been in the game. But his high press has been good. You know, he made the play to get the corner to win the goal. So he's been our most attacking of the midfield three, that's for sure. Joe Linton's been a bit invisible. Shelvey obviously not playing his best game as well. Joe Linton, great turn to beat 3 men there. He's still got the ball. Is he going to reach it? Yeah, nice play in saint-maximin. Target's on the overlap. Max is going to take his man on, beats him. Can he get his head up? Closed out. 5 or 6 Everton players it took to close saint-maximin down, and he still manages to get a corner of it. He's got a fresh trim tonight as well. Bloody hell, the whole team's had a haircut.
They literally surrounded him like mental.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. But fantastic play from saint-maximin. But when you get surrounded like that, you've got to pick your head up, because if there's 5 players around you, that means there's unmarked Newcastle players. He's got to pick his head up and try and find one. I know he was closed down very well there. But right, corner. Kieran Trippier. Can he work his magic again? Hopefully so. Same people in the box. Looks like Chris Wood is stood on the goalkeeper. Oh no, Fabian Schär stood on the goalkeeper. Not that Jordan Pickford will get anywhere near the cross because he's got little arms. Ball comes in from Trippier. It's another good ball in. Oh! It's landed at Fraser. Deflection. Head. Oh, he's got to bury that. Chris Wood with a free header at the back post. Rises high and tries to place it. And he's just headed directly at Jordan Pickford. Oh, he was onside as well. Oh, that is a golden goal. Even had time to bring it down and take a touch if he wanted to. He's got to bury that. That is so frustrating.
Even if he wouldn't have let it go, it was Schär behind him.
I think Schär would have been offside, but yeah, still.
Maybe you're right.
Wood's got to put that away. He's not doing himself any favours. He's just won the ball there really well, though, against Holgate. He's given it to saint-maximin. Oh, that's a horrible touch. What the... Saint-Maximin's so frustrating, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Fucking pass the ball for once. Imagine being ASM's teammate. That must be even more frustrating sometimes.
Yeah. Especially
like you're making all these runs, and you're just never going to get the ball.
Like Ryan Fraser and Joe Willock, especially, who are always in so much space because all the people have gone to mark saint-maximin.
Teams probably just think like if ASM has the ball, you can just go with you could surround him with like 5 people, 5 players, because he's almost never going to pass the ball anyway. So you can. Never mind. Yeah.
I know what you mean. Maxi's playing a bit poor. Go on, Will. Brilliant ball from Willock. Finds Targett, picks his head up. Whips it in. It's long. Fraser! Oh, Branthwaite blocks it. Great block. That looked like it was headed for the bottom corner from where I'm sat. We are all over Everton at the moment.
Oof.
Good ball in from Targett. Didn't find his man in Wood, but it dropped really nicely for Ryan Fraser there. Good header on the ball as well. Wasn't afraid to get that goal bound. Like that about him. Another corner, though. Absolutely all over Everton at the moment.
Targett is a good threat as well, going forward.
Yeah. Come on.
Kind of the same mentality as Trippier.
It's a high ball in again. Jamal Lascelles. It's good defending from Seamus Coleman. Puts Jamal Lascelles off balance. Who heads it well wide of the post. Wasted opportunity, but we're all over them. It's positive play. High press up the pitch. Matt Targett getting up in support and ripping the ball into the box. Do not mind that at all. I think Ryan Fraser's header was headed on target, but Chris Wood was also lurking there to tap it in as well, put Pickford off. Great. I love that we're piling players into the box, getting in support as well, and getting balls into the box, putting it in dangerous positions.
Definitely. They look much more of a threat even going forward now.
Yeah.
It's just the final product is a little bit lacking still, but once we got that one going, Everton hasn't really brought much going forward.
Yeah.
Besides their own goal.
Don't say that, because then they'll score. Welcome to James, who's just joined us as a YouTube member. Great decision, James. If anyone doesn't know about becoming a member of the channel, you get exclusive behind-the-scenes content here at Newcastle Fans TV. You can join in the description down below. There's a link to sign up. You'll get access to videos first, behind-the-scenes content, and fantastic stuff that we bring you here at Newcastle Fans TV. So welcome, James, the newest member of Newcastle Fans TV family. I'm sure that the other members will tell you it's well worth it signing up. And if you want to get involved as well, there's a link in the description to get involved. Get involved as well in the comments down below. Let us know what you make of the first half. 3 minutes of added time here, so a couple of minutes left. 1-1, 2 own goals, which I don't think I've ever seen before in a football game personally. 2 own goals, 1-1, sloppy game, but we're dominating towards the end of the first half. We're just not making the dominance count right now. Risky ball back to Dubravka from Matt Targett, but plays calmly under pressure. Fabian Delph plays well to win a throw-in. So yeah, get involved in the comments down below. Let us know what you thought of the first half, any halftime score predictions for the end of the game, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm pretty sure I've seen games where there were 2 own goals, but what I haven't seen though probably is one player scoring 2 own goals in one game.
I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head if I can think if it's ever happened, but I'm struggling.
Must be. Or you mean with the player?
With the same player, like if the same player scored 2 own goals. It must have happened.
I can't Google it because I'm using my phone to stream.
Let's have a look, shall we? Has a player scored 2 own goals in a game? I think there's been a few in lower leagues across the world.
Sunday League, any day.
Yeah, I've probably scored a couple of own goals in Sunday League. Mainly from the Saturday hangover, though.
Oh, then I can't blame you.
Chris Wood does well to outmuscle Michael Keane. Go on, saint-maximin, is he onside? Linesman keeps his flag down. Saint-maximin gets it in. No! Joe Linton's fallen over his own feet. Great. Chris Wood turns. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Joe Linton. He doesn't do himself any favours. Like, it's a brilliant bit of play from saint-maximin. Puts the ball exactly where you want him to. Joe Linton's lurking and just goes to take the shot on and falls over. But we are still on top. Ryan Fraser won the ball.
Hey, ref.
The ref's given a foul.
Yellow.
A foul pretty much on the corner flag, so it's practically a corner.
Again on Fraser. He's getting some heavy knocks.
Yeah, saint-maximin did absolutely sausage. 3 men here, pulls it back. Joe Linton, he just kicks the ground. Oh, God, beggars belief, man. I love him to bits, but he really does not help himself. All he's got to do is get that on target. All he's got to do is get that on target.
Like, if he wouldn't have picked up form, we would have slated him for this, but like now he actually got some credit. So
yeah. Right then, probably the last attack of the game. Kieran Trippier with a direct free kick from the corner quadrant, shall we say? Definitely going to whip this one into the box. Does so. It's an outswinger, easily dealt with. Are we going to have time to whip it back in? No, the ref blows his whistle. So that's half time then. 1-1 Newcastle versus Everton. An own goal from Jamal Lascelles, who then goes up the other end, heads it off the bar for Mason Holgate to turn into his own net by accident.
I don't want to say it's looking positive though. I think we have the edge to win.
I mean, the last 10, 15 minutes of that game, we were absolutely, the last 10. We'll go with the last 10 because they scored in the 36th. The last 10 minutes since we conceded, we were all over them. I mean, Andrew, yeah. Joe falling over, shock. When is he on his feet? Never mind, off the ground. Yeah, last 10 minutes, really all over them, weren't we, Brandon? We were absolutely dominating the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. If you keep pushing teams, even teams like Man U, you saw it against Leeds. Leeds is also a high pressing team as well itself, and I think we were the better side most of the game against Leeds as well.
Yeah.
And you can see what you can do to a team like Everton as well.
Mhm.
Like, this is what you want to see all day.
Yeah. I mean, if we're being honest, we should be 3-1 up. You know, Joe Linton's chance that he's missed at the end there, and then Chris Wood
header.
he's got to bury that. I mean, I can forgive Joe Linton because he's a donkey, but Chris Wood, you're, at the end of the day, you're a Premier League striker, 6 yards from goal. You've got a beautiful ball in. You know, it's not got the most pace on it, but you've still got to direct that into a difficult area, and you just head it straight at the goalkeeper. Question for you, Brandon, comes in from Andrew. Is Willock lost in the middle deep, or is it just him? What do you make of Willock's first half performance?
Well, he's doing better later on in the first half. I thought he was kind of, how you say it, anomalous in the beginning of the first 20-25 minutes, but he picked up later. Like, actually, after I mentioned to you, like, I don't rate Willock that much in this game. He actually played better since that moment.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
He looked kind of lost in the beginning. But he picked up.
I'm trying to see who's been credited with that own goal, with that goal, because Newcastle's Twitter says that it was John Joe Shelby that got the goal. But if I'm to believe my own two eyes, which I'm inclined to, it's a Mason Holgate own goal on Google. So I'm gonna go with that. John Joe was near enough to it, but can't say that's his goal at all.
They just want to give it to John Joe as he still has that lounge in St. James's.
Scores on the doors around the grounds. Only 2 other games on at half-time. 2 other games on around the grounds right now. One of them at half-time, West Ham versus Watford. 0-0 in that game. Probably a very closely fought game. West Ham with 65% of the possession, dominating most of the ball, but mustering only 1 shot on target. Watford, on the other hand, had a little bit of the ball, but 3 shots on target. 3 shots, sorry, not 1 on target. Watford starting, I think that's Dennis and Josh King up top. So, and then a couple of their new signings for in January as well. So,
very good result for us as well. Watford against Burnley, the 0-0.
Yeah, brilliant result for us. That fantastic, best we could have hoped for. Really stops either team getting away from us. And the other team that you've just mentioned there, Burnley, are in action. They kicked off 15 minutes later than us, so they're coming to the end of their first half. 1-0 to Manchester United in that game. Man U with 63% possession, 3 shots on target, 6 in total. Burnley yet to register a shot at all. Wout Weghorst playing for them, his second game after he made his debut at the weekend against Watford. Cornet playing on the wing with Jay Rodriguez partnering Weghorst up top. No Cristiano Ronaldo for Man United in the starting lineup. He's benched. With Cavani leading the line for them. So hopefully they can see that lead out, probably get another couple goals if that's all right. Coming back to Newcastle's game, if you're Eddie Howe in that dressing room, are you happy? Are you wobbling a couple of heads? How are you approaching your halftime team?
Yeah, I think I will be quite content with how it's going. But again, too sloppy with the defending some now and then. We saw Cher not going to the ball, didn't know what he was doing there. Some slight sloppiness in the back, but as well with the own goal on ourselves. Like you said, we should have headed it out immediately at the first moment.
Yeah.
Defensive wise, it can still improve a little bit, but it's not that we look shocking at the back, but just sloppy. Yeah,
no, a bit sloppy in that midfield. I thought we'd have a bit more luck in the midfield. John Joe obviously picking up that booking for a harsh booking, in my opinion. I thought it was a good challenge, very forceful challenge, but harsh.
I think it was a yellow though.
It was probably a yellow. But he got all of the ball. He just came in through the back, not through the back of the man, through the side.
He got all of the ball and the man.
Yeah, it was 5-10 years ago. There's no problem with that, but obviously the game's changed. Kizo is asking if West Ham score and win, that means Watford lose. We still draw. Are we technically out the bottom 3? Yes. If West Ham find a winner in that game and Watford lose, and Burnley lose their game as they are now, we will move up to 17th place if we draw. 17th place if we draw or win, because the next team above that is Everton, who will be on.
So check the score. West Ham. Mark my words.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Anyone to score would be nice. We've got a few comments coming in. John Joe too slow. John Joe off. Bruno in. A couple of shouts for Willock to go off. I think something has to change in the midfield. Maybe not at half time, but definitely before the end of the game. Bruno's got to be the sub, right? Because if you look at the bench in the midfield, you've got Bruno or Longstaff or Almiron.
Like,
really,
just by the fact you can't do this to everyone who went today to St. James's and not. Most of them probably come to see Bruno play, and you can't. He has to start, he has to come in for sure.
Yeah.
So that's the only option. You can make a case for Sean coming in for Willock, but not sure about that. But that could be realistic. And a good thing as well is that Everton subbed already twice.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, Everton
So
2 first half subs enforced through injury. So they've got on their bench, they've still got Donny van de Beek, Alex Iwobi, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. All are threats in their own right, but only one of them can actually come on now after they've made 2 subs.
I can see Lampard, if this goes on until the 75th minute, like 1-1, I see him bringing in Calvert-Lewin instead of Donny van de Beek.
I'm the same, because they are Everton, they're shameless about it. They are putting everything long into their big men from set pieces. So, Calvert-Lewin's your man for that. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see
Plus,
them.
I have to say, Donny van de Beek is still not really Premier League proven.
Yeah.
Also because he had lacked of game time, of course. He couldn't really prove himself, but Calvert-Lewin is a proven Premier League striker. And if I was Lampard, I would go any day for Calvert-Lewin.
It's funny. I'm watching the goals back. So for Everton's goal, Holgate shoots and then the rebound, and then so it's Holgate's shot that then gets turned in by Jamal Lascelles, and then the other way around for our goal, it's Lascelles' shot that gets turned in by Holgate. So
that's hilarious.
Traded blows. But yeah, so Dominic Calvert-Lewin would be the sub to make. I think that would be the smart thing for Everton to do. Don't know how early. I think they'd probably take Richarlison off. He's not really offered much of a threat. I think he got a lucky rebound.
He scored though.
Not today.
He scored. He scored when he was offside.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah, he also, that goal that they did score, he was the one that accidentally flicked it back in. It was complete fluke, but he was there for it. He's not really offered too much. Having said that, now he'll score the 3 in the second half. So,
shut up, Matt. Shut up.
It's going to be an interesting second half. Don't think there'll be any halftime substitutions. They're just showing the halftime highlights, and I cannot believe Chris Wood has missed the opportunity to put that in the back.
I can see it now as well.
He's just like it's an okay header, but it's straight.
You should go for the long corner.
Well, for me, he's got time to either wind up a header and power that back across goal. He's a big man; he can do that, or take a step back and volley it. He's got time. It's not a fast ball that comes in. I don't know what he's tried to do. I think he's tried to put it in the top corner, the near post, and he's just got it.
It also looks like he timed wrong in the air. Like he jumped too early. That's why he couldn't really get power behind it. Yeah, that's how it looked like, though.
Yeah. Off that end of the first half, then positive performance. Let's get a score prediction from you, regardless of what you said before the game. What would you say the game is going to finish it as now?
Well, first off, you never asked my score prediction, so that doesn't really matter.
I'm so sorry.
Anyways, I wasn't even on, so anyways. Yeah. I will go where I was sticking to when before kickoff. I was saying 2-1, like most of the Newcastle fans in the chat I saw. So I can see it just being a 1-goal difference game, and I hope it's us.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fans in the comments down below before the game saying 2-1. We've got a few rogue shouts. Stringy saying 3-1. I'd love that. And Lloyd, who's gone even more optimistic, 6-1. I would absolutely love that even more.
Lloyd, who's going to score?
Yeah. Where are the 5 other goals coming from? Mason Holgate, more own goals.
Please leave it in the comments. Curious to see who he is going for.
Who was your stat? If you had to pick one Newcastle player that had a standout first half for you, who was it?
Probably Targett, though.
Yeah, I think he's had a really. We haven't really talked about it, to be honest. He's had a really solid first half. He's aggressive into the challenge, which I like. Oh, he magically reappears.
Sorry. Wow, I picked a fine time to leave, didn't I?
I just said it.
My firstborn woke up and required me. So
duty calls.
Yes.
I said to Matt, Sam is leaving and it's all kicking off, all chaos.
Well, I did have my my device on me that I'm watching the game on, so I didn't miss a thing.
Right. So what did you make of Targett's performance then? We were just saying that he had a pretty impressive first half.
Yeah, it is, but he's doing okay going forward. He can obviously whip a crossing. That left-hand side will always be a problem because ASM doesn't get back, which means Willock has to then cut across. Willock's not having the best game, but it's due to factors amongst a lot of things. What I want to talk about, though, is your mate Chris Wood.
How the hell?
Feather duster of a header that was. Pathetic.
We were just talking about that because for me, he
I think.
Yeah, Brandon saying he timed his jump wrong, which I think is absolutely right. I think he probably expects the ball to come in quicker than it did. So he's hanging in the air and can't get any power on the header. But for me, he had time to either step back and take a volley on or like wind his neck up and power that back across goal. You got Jordan Pickford in goal. He's not a big goalkeeper. He stood at his near post. You put that back across the goal onto the other side of the goal. He's not getting anywhere near it. You know, or he could step back. He could have even tried to bring it down if he was feeling sexy, but he wasn't. So, you know,
speaking of not feeling sexy, Joe Linton.
I mean, the poor lad. He must be lacking so much confidence. How has he kicked the ground?
No, he's not lacking. That's not an issue anymore. Confidence. He should be playing full of confidence because he's been brilliant
panics
in midfield.
He panics when he gets in front of goals.
I mean, maybe he needs another change of position. Maybe stick him left back for future reference.
Fucking hell, Sam. Holy.
Because
we've had a 6-1 prediction, Sam, and we've got Johnson here saying that Wood's going to score, Gale's going to get 2 off the bench, Bruno's going to come on and score, and I think Targett's just thrown in because he was running out of ideas.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it? It would be nice.
It would.
I'll take it.
I mean, Lascelles just can't catch a break, can he? Poor chap. Although I did think the goals were hilarious because it was just the same thing both sides. So.
Yeah, but I mean,
Matt just mentioned it as well.
Lascelles is unlucky. Like, it's not his fault that he's there to hit that in his own goal. But the defending was horrific in the first place.
Yeah, it was.
We've won the header, the defensive header, but there was so many men piled in there that we weren't shielding out that it just rebounds off the striker right back into the danger area. We need to marshal the men better and make that. It was a nice ball in, but realistically, it wasn't too dangerous. You know, where it landed in the first instance, no one's scoring from that position. They just got a lucky rebound, but we need to defend those non-dangerous areas a little bit better. We've had a few various predictions in how it's going to end. We've not actually had anyone say it's going to finish 1-1 here. A lot of people expecting more goals.
Well, the way the game is going, you can expect some goals, right?
Yeah, well, we've had 3-2s, we've had 3-1s, but no 1-1s.
I think we've had the clearer chances, haven't we, if Joe Linton hadn't fell over twice.
Yeah. Well, we said we should be 3-1 up. Wood and Joe Linton.
Did Everton even have a chance? A real player chance?
I don't remember Dubravka making a save.
No, not really.
There's one shot that went out wide. That's it. I think it was from Gordon.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was Richarlison. Yeah.
Barbara makes a good point in the comments here. Dele Alli not up to much. He wasn't. I thought, when he came on, I was thinking the worst. He created that one chance that Richarlison put in the back of the net. It was a nice bit of invention from him, but the striker was stood 10 yards offside. So he's not really done much, but then again, no one else has for Everton.
That's a nice game as well. Adesanya Whittaker. Sorry.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like there's been any subs at half time. We'll bring you confirmation of that if there has been, but it doesn't look like there has been.
Well, Everton have barely. They've only got one more change to make, haven't they?
Yeah,
which will probably be Van der Beek or Calvert-Lewin, but it's nice knowing that both of them.
We were discussing it's probably going to be Calvert-Lewin as he needs goals.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly nip off before the second half kicks off. I will be literally 2 minutes, but you two enjoy each other's company.
I will.
Thank you.
Matt's going off to introduce the Winter Olympics on BBC Three. Apparently, there's a big curling match on.
Love a good game of curling.
I watched. You muted yourself.
Winter Olympics Extra tonight on BBC Three.
See, you heard it here first. We're underway in the second half. We're now going downhill towards the Gallagher end, as we normally
Talking about curling, though, my mum would be great at it.
Why? Sweeping. I watched Great Britain against, I think it was Norway yesterday.
You really did?
It was on at work. I didn't watch it by, I have to, the curling's on, I have to watch this now. It was on at work. Norway 187 for you curling fans out there. Spoiler alert.
Talking about ice skating.
No.
The Dutch are taking over.
Are
again.
they? Are they really?
Kjeld Nuis, Irene Wust.
Oh, right. Okay. So you're making fun of me about watching the curling, but ice skating's absolutely fine, is it?
Well, that's a real sport.
That's got to be a free kick. It is.
Yeah.
Always book him as well. Well done. That's better refereeing.
You know how hard they have to train, these ice skaters?
No.
You'll try, mate.
No. I'm a 32-year-old fat man. No.
You said it, not me. I just thought it.
Andre Gomez has been booked because he did a foul.
I saw that.
Put you back on the left.
Whoa! Mix things up, why don't you?
No, I positioned myself accordingly. Hopefully, Trippier can put in a nice ball here.
He does. Chris Wood wins the click on.
Go on.
Shoot.
Players getting mixed up with each other.
Oh, man, scramble. Melee.
I'd like to address a comment that I got when we scored as well, calling me plastic the way I celebrated. How am I supposed to celebrate? Get my nipples out and rub them?
Don't even give them clout, Matt. Oh, man.
Oh, well, go on.
Why would you even bother? Like, you're not Steve. He doesn't get it.
The plastic fans like City have already arrived. Yeah.
I didn't call, just saying, like, I didn't call Steve plastic. He just always gets riled up by other fans.
I think Steve watches more football in general than all of us combined.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to talk that.
If he's awake, he's watching football, and if he's not, then he's dreaming.
He sleeps like for 2 hours a night.
Yeah, he's always awake. Exactly.
He's always awake. I got up. I was up at 10 to 6 one morning.
Go on, Maxi.
And he was on a Twitter space.
He just loves it. He just absolutely lives for it.
So what's he? Is he 5 hours behind in New Hampshire? America.
6, I think 6.
So it'd be like, 10 to 1 in the morning. 10 to
That's not too bad, though.
No, I know, but Jesus, go to bed.
And his work is not really that physical.
What a ball.
Exhausting.
He
just needs to take care of dogs.
See, Trippier's
footballing. It's not given.
Sure.
Fucking hell, John Joe. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh, Fabian. Oh, that could be a red. It is yellow. It's
way too late.
It's a yellow. I really think that can be a red. Last man back.
But not even on his way to the goal yet.
That is John Joe Shelby's fault and John Joe Shelby's fault only. What a shit pass to Matt Targett.
Well, you can make it. He doesn't even really hit him, really.
Also, yeah, it was a handball. It's been shown it was a handball. I don't care that the ball hasn't travelled far. It's not a penalty.
And his arm is in an unnatural position as well.
Yeah, it's like up here.
Where?
And the ref stood in the best position for it. So I can only think he's seen it and thought, oh no, he's too close to the ball for me to give that.
Yeah.
Where was his hand, Matt?
It's right up here.
Okay.
Another dangerous set.
That's what you love to see. That's what you love to see about Kieran Trippier, like putting people in place. He's probably more captain even without the armband.
It's just a level above, isn't he?
Joe Linton and Michael Keane having a scrap at the back post.
Over the bar. Goal kick. Corner.
Wait, how far are you ahead now? What's that?
You were about 5 seconds ahead of me, so I restarted the app, and now I'm probably about 2 seconds ahead of you.
How dare you? I'm going to go get my remote and try and.
I'm at 15, 20.
So where are you now, Sam?
50 minutes and 45 seconds.
Oh, you bastard! You still ahead.
Oh, I'm just 4 seconds behind you. That's nice.
I think I'm the furthest behind now. I don't know how that's happened.
Oh,
Willock's
you left
huffed and
for
puffed and
BBC Radio 3.
not had much joy today, has he, Willock?
Willock,
Oh.
I thought Willock
Play better second half of the first.
I mean, he made the goal. Willock, he made a nice run to win the corner.
Yeah.
So can't criticize him there. He's been our furthest forward midfielder,
as he should be.
Yeah, well, absolutely, yeah.
Chasing players down pretty well.
Well, I think that's one of the things today that's impressed me. We've actually pressed continuously high.
Good defending, best share. Get it away, Martin.
Oh, what? John Joe. It's me on the delayed reaction, I think. I don't like being on a delay. I can just hear your reactions and wondering what the hell's happening.
Come on, Maxi. Fuck.
Come on, Maxi, fuck. Go on. Oh, why is he keep blown for the free kick when the ball was at Willock's feet? On the
come
edge of the
on.
box? Why has he not played the advantage?
Give the advantage, man. Christ.
I mean, it's a foul.
I mean, I'll absolutely take a free kick in an identical position to where John Joe Shelby scored from.
Yeah.
I think this one is good for Kieran.
It's good for a ball into the box, I think, more than anything. It's a bit too wide to take a shot.
A little bit too far. Too far out.
Yeah, it's pretty much on the corner of the box, isn't it? So
I'm with this. I think this game has a red card.
Yeah, I think you hook John Joe Shelby sooner rather than later, and you maybe get
Bruno.
Dan Burn on as well.
Bruno Guimarães.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Dan Burn and Bruno play today. If it's 1-1 and we had loads of set pieces in the end of the first half. We've got another one now. Dan Burn's exactly the kind of player you need.
Steve Bruce would have played Dan Burn up front.
I would have played Dan Burn up front. Are you joking? Him and Chris Wood.
You weren't at Rotherham when Steve Bruce played Jeff Hendrick up front.
Yeah, but that's a different story.
And it was made worse. It was vindicated because Hendrick scored.
Whenever Steve Bruce made a dodgy call, it always somehow got vindicated.
The spawniest manager alive. Cross gets whipped in. Keeper comes, doesn't get it, but Everton clear.
A Brazilian stepmom actually explained me how to properly say Bruno's name.
Yeah, I know that. You pronounce it the same as I do. The Guimaraes.
Yeah.
Guimaraes.
Yeah.
Guimaraes.
I think, is it Gordon that's being punched in the head by Pickford, taking out his anger on his own players now? I do love how much Pickford gets rattled when he plays.
Classic little man syndrome.
Oof. It's a canny hook to the jaw as well. Get in the ring, Jordan. I wonder if he's ever done like a white collar boxing match.
I bet he has. I bet he fancies himself as one of them.
He should fight Jake Paul.
Well, he's 6 foot. Is he 6 foot bang on? But just he's got
Jake
short
Paul.
wings. No.
Is he?
I think he. Let me Google it. I don't know if because he's always struck me as a short keeper. He's probably taller than that. He's just short in relative size.
Donny is warming up. Bruno already
six foot puts him taller than Shea Given.
I'm Googling Jordan Pickford height in feet, and it's giving me in meters. Brilliant. Thanks.
How much is he in meters?
1.85.
Okay, that's slightly smaller than I am.
Jordan Pickford. Let's see if it's got his bloody wingspan.
His wingspan.
Yeah, fingertip to fingertip.
Normally, if you this is your same, like your normal height.
Go on. Oh, what do we got? Oh, go on. Maxi, cross.
Come on, Joe.
Who's there? Fraser. It's in. 2-1. It's in.
Off. Oh, yes. I hate being on a delay, you bastard. Oh,
come on.
Fuck yeah. Oh, Ryan Fraser. What worst Premier League player, man? Oi.
I'll tell you what.
I like it.
Sorry, I'd just
I
seen
like it.
If there was anyone that deserves a goal lately, it is Ryan Fraser.
Worst player in the Premier League, my arse. Get in.
Oh, so there you go.
Get in.
Great move. Play from left to right. And then it
we're out of the relegation, so where it stands now.
Maxi
Like,
Depp said,
if VAR, this is what I don't like about VAR. We celebrate like mad, and then I don't know if it's gone to a check, but I'm just in the back of my mind. I don't want to celebrate because I think, oh, someone's going to be an offside, or there's a foul on Pickford.
there's nothing wrong with it.
But how should this get checked though? How?
Deft cross from Maxi.
Is Willock
Headed.
infringing the goalkeeper? I don't know.
No, he's off the pitch.
Not at all.
No, there's nothing wrong with it.
It's an own goal with 1,000.
Is it
Believe
late?
me, he heads it in.
No,
But if it's already on target, then it doesn't matter.
I just say that is a kinky cross by saint-maximin.
Yeah, brilliant, fantastic. I mean, we criticise his lack of end product sometimes because he just doesn't get rid of the ball. But what it takes the keeper and the defenders out of the equation. What a ball!
Matt, do me a favor, please. Do a shared screen and put the league table on, please.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it'll have updated yet. When it has, I will.
Okay.
Is it still 0-0 in the West Ham Watford?
Yeah, still 0-0 in that game, and Burnley.
Man United are 1 up again now, aren't they?
Exactly. I think
But it doesn't really matter for now.
Let's see if the BBC Sport one is working live. It is not updated. As soon as that Premier League table's updated, I will whack it on your screen for you. But I'll spoil it now. We're out of the relegation zone as things stand.
Yeah, Everton have a free kick on the edge of the box. So
Didn't you?
Lascelles has had it.
Yeah, it is.
That is soft.
I think he's just challenged for a header.
That is soft.
But it's also.
But you can't let that ball bounce, though.
But what is he doing?
Correct. You can't. That's right. No, very good. Yeah, you can't let it bounce. But that's either way. That's soft. He didn't need any excuse to go down.
That's
Your time to shine, Martin.
That is Sunday League. You don't let it's rule. You do schoolboy football. You don't. Rule number one: you don't let the ball bounce. And then if it does, you don't put your elbow in the person's neck. I mean, I'm waiting on your reactions here because I don't.
Oh, this is such a
time to shine.
Could go Richarlison right foot, Townsend left foot.
I'm more worried about Townsend personally. Now, Richarlison will fucking rattle it in, won't he?
5-6 man wall, just left of centre. It would favour the right foot of Richarlison, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's a really nice distance from goal as well.
Oh, he's P-rolled it. And then the follow-up straight at Dubravka. So chill out, mate.
Yeah, I'm still nervous watching it.
You know, I'm so happy that Newcastle doesn't do that daft thing that they put a player on the floor.
Yeah.
Get a life,
so
honestly. Yeah.
It's good. I mean,
imagine you being the player and being told by your manager you have to, by every free kick, you have to, fuck, you know, I would just say, like, please bench me, man.
Donny is coming on.
Well, that's that. I mean, it's don't know how he'll play, but that's brilliant because that means Dominic Calvert-Lewin will not score a 90th minute header to ruin our day.
Yeah, but Van der Beek's on for Gomez.
Nice for Donny, though.
Now Everton actually have quite a good midfield now.
Yeah, but we're about to bring Bruno on to combat that. So we're not actually, by the way. I'm just.
That's a great cross from Maximin. Left foot, deft as you like.
Also, the acceleration of him, you know, like he was already
on
speed,
again?
but
Rude.
He was already on speed, and then.
But involved in that goal, you've got Wood, Joe Linton, Maxi, and Fraser all playing along in that link up. That was it. Like, you know, as much as it was fantastic from Maxi, that's a team goal. Pass, touch.
Joe Linton lost the ball there.
I just throw a teaser out. Me and Johnny are recording Greenwood and Mulliner shows tomorrow.
Any teaser on the guest, or is that still hush hush?
One the members know about. The other one the members don't even know about because it was literally confirmed this morning.
Well, you're not getting any more than that.
I am so looking forward to it.
Both of them,
both of them, yeah.
James earlier on renewing his membership, he'll know who one of the guests is. Don't spoil it, James. Let everyone find out.
Hit the join button, hit the like button for being 2-1 up.
Yeah. If you're a Newcastle fan, I know we've got some Everton fans in the comments. If you're a Newcastle fan, enjoying the watch along, make sure you hit the like button. What's the point of being here if not?
And have friends, press the dislike button. That's fine as well.
Please don't do that unless you are genuinely disliking it. In which case,
we've got the voice of BBC Three on here, lads. Come on.
I mean, what's not to like, Mr. Big? You're lucky I'm here for free.
I know. Can I just say the Greenwood and Mulliner Show podcast had you way before you hopped on the BBC gravy train?
That is true. Yeah. OG.
Did you hear that? Have you heard the podcast intro this week, which is basically a homage to you?
You know what? I haven't had a chance to listen to it. I will. Can I go and listen to it now? Probably.
Well, we're on the attack.
So maybe not do that.
Oh, good move by Willock.
Good work by Willock, actually. Good work.
Nice strength. Nice strength against Jordan. Good skill. Nice play.
Throw in Newcastle.
What I like is, because obviously Southgate sat next to Murdad and Amanda Staveley, isn't he?
Yeah.
And them two love to give it some when we score. Great ball in. So I
wonder how Southgate's taken.
I want to see Southgate just sat there pensively.
It's interesting though, because Southgate was at our Leeds United game as well, which was less surprising because he lives in Leeds or near Leeds.
Yeah.
Also a few internationals for England as well at Leeds side, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, probably
Injured though,
Jack
weren't
Harrison. Huh?
Sorry?
Calvin Phillips and that are injured still.
Calvin Phillips and Bamford are both injured, but I think Jack Harrison, because he'd scored a hat-trick the week before, was probably on his watch list.
Deserves a look, doesn't he?
He lives 25 minutes away, so it's not exactly a trek to get to Elland Road. So yeah, but he was there.
Free kick as well for us in a good place.
Yeah.
Probably checking out Kieran Trippier, maybe John Joe Shelby. No. Let's not kid ourselves. Can you imagine? We World Cup next year, John Joe Shelby in bloody Saudi or Qatar or wherever it is.
Oh, a poor ball in from Trippier.
Oh no. Get him off.
I've never said that before.
His deliveries. I mean, this is probably about his 15th set piece of the day, so I don't blame him for being tired.
Yeah.
Oh,
very, very
you should have had a foot on it though. If you could get a flick on that ball.
Oh, again, saint-maximin, great play. I mean, he's done well today. I'll give him that. He's bombed forward and he's offloaded the ball when he can. He's not tried to do everything himself. It's another good ball in, just slightly too far in front of his man. It's the right idea. I think just Wood's not expecting it because it was, that better not be true.
You know what you see from how as well when it comes to set pieces. Sometimes they go for like a studied one, like a, that they go with like a planned thing, like you're gonna block this player and I come along there and we're gonna get a shot on goal instead of just whipping the ball in like that.
It is 1-1. J. Rodriguez gets absolutely lucky by the looks of it. Bloody hell. Burnley won. I mean, there's still almost a full half of football to go in that game. I think that's Burnley's first shot on target.
As long as we win the game.
Burnley have scored one goal with one shot and one shot on target. Man United have had 12 shots and 5 shots on target and have scored the same.
Lascelles really is a shadow of his former self, isn't he?
He's just
everything he does is just like this. He can tell his confidence while still trying to be a leader. And I do have a degree of sympathy for him, and I do support him. Oh,
hey,
we'll have that. I mean,
hey,
what that was hilarious. That was hilarious all round from Pickford and Braithwaite.
Well, they're looking all over the place.
But yeah, everything Lascelles does at the minute, you just tell it's just so wobbly and shaky and just so devoid of any confidence.
I didn't realise that bloody Pickford clearance went out for a corner. How's he managed to kick it backwards? Right, Kieran Trippier, another set piece for him. I'm going to look up how many set pieces we've got today because
6.
I think we've had 5 or 6 corners at least.
I would say 6. This being the 6th one.
Let's have a look, shall we?
Good ball in. Header by Shear. Well done by Targett.
Apparently we've only had 3 according to this website, and I don't think that's true.
That's not right, no. This is going to be the longest 25 minutes.
Yeah. Google says 4. That's probably our 5th there. Yeah, I thought we'd have more than that as well, but
we're looking more likely to score the 3-1 instead of them the equalizer.
Don't say that.
Okay,
Don't
sorry.
say that.
I didn't say that. But we do though.
Chris Wood needs to complain to the ref more. He's getting his shirt yanked off his back and he's just stood there accepting it, not getting the free kick.
Yeah, no way, mate. That was too Aussie heavy, that was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
That
know
was
he's
not
New
even New
Zealand.
Zealand.
Joe Willock's playing good in the second half.
Yeah.
My dad is from New Zealand, actually.
Again, grown into the game, hasn't he?
Yeah. Which is it's strange. You usually see some people, you know, have a great first half and then drop off. I don't think I've known a player that doesn't like do anything in it. I mean, he played okay in the first half. I don't know why I'm slating him. He won the corner that led to the goal. So
Ball's gone all the way through. Keep the pressure on. Well done. Well done. Pressure on. Won the corner.
Nice one, Joelinton.
the corner, bloody hell! Hey, win, lose or draw, the high pressure in this game has been great to watch. It makes such a nice difference. We haven't let them like bring the ball out from the back, do what they want to do at all this game. I think it's been fantastic.
100%.
I just hope we've got the players.
Just by the fact that it's so much more enjoyable to watch as well.
And I think the thing that excites me most is we've got the option off the bench to bring on Bruno Guimarães, who's one of the highest pressing midfielders in the world. And he will keep, like, if you're, you know, players are dropping off in intensity.
Oh, God, Kieran Trippier is just silk.
Oh, that first touch.
Oh, yes, exactly. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Oh, my word.
Oh.
West Ham are 1-0 up.
Get in.
Nice one.
I mean, as of right now, it doesn't really affect the table because we are already going above Watford, but it also keeps Watford lower down. Let's have a look. Watford.
I reckon Howe will bring Bruno in 70.
Just to solidify that midfield, like we were saying before kickoff, Matt.
Yeah,
possibly.
Absolutely.
Or he might bring Sean Longstaff on.
I would say that John Joe has to go off because you can't risk the suspension. And then if you're going to bring John Joe off, you have to bring Bruno.
Good Trippier. Oh.
There's no one showing for the ball, really. Like when we're looking for nice balls in behind and stuff, but there's no, like, Trippier there when it's kicked out from for a throw in. John Joe was stood in the middle of the pitch, not looking to get in possession. And it worries me a little bit because we're going to get a situation like that where someone picks up the ball like Trippier and then ends up not having any options, gets dispossessed, and then they hit us on the counter.
Seriously though, if you're an Everton fan, do you think an Everton fan can be happy about the game? Because it doesn't seem like they have a real game plan.
I think they've not played badly.
What did they create, Matt?
Well, no, I'm not saying they played well, but they've definitely not played. The thing is, they've had to make two substitutions.
I actually think they tried to get in our face, but we did more, and they got caught off guard with that, and didn't really know how to respond.
I think their formation's not suited them very well. Dele Alli's playing as a second striker, and it's not really working.
He didn't play that way for Spurs, did he? He was further. He was deeper because you had Son.
He did get in and around the box, but yeah, like you say, you've got players like Heung-min Son getting up and supporting him, and Andros Townsend and Anthony Gordon haven't really done that too much. Watch them both score now, but yeah, I mean, I think the formation has not suited them because we've not really had the ball in the final third too much, so there's no need for them to have a back three. The width has suited them. I think they've had where they have been successful has been the width, but they've lost almost every midfield battle because they've been outnumbered. They got Alan and Andre Gomez, who are both decent midfielders.
Talking about lookalikes, by the way, of Matt Targett, I actually think he has something of Eddie Howe as well.
All right, Emil Kraft.
I
don't know what I'm saying. Like when I was on Sky the other week, one of the comments on Twitter was that I was an overweight Pochettino.
Not a bad looking bloke.
No, to be honest, I gave the comment a like. I'm not going to lie.
It's the overweight bit that you took issue with, not the Pochettino bit.
Look, I'm already married. My life's over. I don't need to impress anyone.
If you want, you can always impress me.
Right. So as it stands, hold on. I'll share my screen so you can see it. As it stands, the Premier League table looks a little something.
Oh,
like...
don't do it when Everton are attacking.
Well, I don't know they're attacking. You're about 5 seconds behind, in front of me.
Behind in front of me.
So as it stands, provided Everton haven't scored and Sam's jinxed it, Burnley are still rock bottom.
Jinxed it.
Burnley are still rock bottom on 14 points with 2 games in hand. Watford are then next with 15 points, Norwich with 16. And then if we see this out, we will be on 18 points, only 1 point behind Everton. Everton still do have another game in hand on us, but more importantly, we'll be out of the bottom 3.
That just shows you what wins can do for you at the league table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been drawing all the time.
Well, that's what it was, especially at the start of the season. You think,
but that kept us,
game in particular.
That kept us in the game sort of as well. Like if you wouldn't have these draws, I know we dropped a lot, like 21 points, but at least we had draws. Like we picked up some points here and there, draw United, and now we actually start winning things.
I really want Bruno to come on and just like win the ball back off Allen and just run 40 yards and just ping it into Chris Wood.
No, run 40 yards and then just do a 2-yard horizontal pass and then just casually drops back.
I think someone's getting ready. I know they're just sitting down.
Yeah, Almiron and Guimaraes.
We've not made a sub, have we?
No.
Nope. 20
minutes left. Surely you've got to start thinking about freshening legs up in the midfield.
Yes, you would. Yeah, I would be looking at Bruno. Or I mean, if Howe's determined not to play Bruno tonight, but then why have him on the bench? Then I think you'd see Sean. But I think Bruno would. Bruno will come on for the last 10-15.
What about both Sean Longstaff and Bruno on?
Maybe.
Although if you were to bring both, who would you take?
Get fresh legs in.
You could maybe bring Miggy or Murphy on for one of the wingers as well, just to run at tired legs.
Yeah. I think Fraser's been, obviously goal aside, I think he's been quite impressive. You know,
he's been brilliant for weeks now. He really has deserved a goal. I know he got that screamer in the friendly in Saudi, but a proper goal. And
it's work rate.
Hopefully it's the winner.
Fingers crossed. And not to jinx it, but Matty Targett, what a debut so far.
Yeah, solid. So far, so good.
Oh, hey, man.
Oh, come on.
The cells again.
I'm just worried that an individual mistake is going to cost us, and it's going to be Jamal Lascelles.
Come on, Joe.
Come on.
Well, good pick up by Joe Willock.
He's done really well. He's shadowed the ball really well and pressed in the final third. I've been really impressed with him, especially in the second half. And he's playing with a bit more confidence.
Good work, Lascelles. Got across well.
I'm really liking the look of this team.
Well, Everton.
Yeah. It's just obviously I'm a bit behind you, but Joe Linton sprinted 30 yards chasing the man with the ball. Trippier stepped up to put pressure on it, and then Jamal Lascelles comes in and clatters it clear. Like there's 3 players busting their asses there to press the ball down. I know it's basic stuff, but we've not done the basics right for so long.
Go on.
Oh, great idea from Max. He just didn't quite get the execution, but it was the right idea. Oh, that's a free kick all day long. And now the ref plays advantage. And we don't want it. Absolutely clattered into.
We have nobody in the box.
Trippier and Gordon are having a set.
Yeah, they were going at it already.
That's not an advantage, ref. Do we get the... I mean, you're ahead of me.
Yeah.
Gordon's a right little scrappy arse, and he just squared up to Trippier before he made that challenge.
Yeah, and they squared up again, and then Lascelles got involved.
He's a scouser, isn't he, Gordon?
Gordon is getting frustrated.
That's late, you know. I mean, I think it's a booking, and if he's not been booked, the ref needs to give his head a wobble. But if he goes in,
I don't think he's not give the free kick.
You taking the piss?
No, because
Everton have.
How is that an advantage? We've passed the ball sideways and then
we
out.
Put the ball out, and Everton are just playing on as normal.
And they keep pressing as well. Fucking cunt. Sorry, I'm not allowed to say that. There you go. Is that a offside? Yeah, just leave it. Maxi, get in. Good.
Offside. That's offside.
Go on.
It's offside. It's
Shoot it.
offside. It's offside.
Fuck,
Maxi
I'm
wasn't
scared.
offside.
Wood's got the ball in the net, but it's offside.
What? Who was offside? Oh,
Wood after the
sorry,
shot of.
I thought you meant from the original. I've just seen it. I thought
No.
the original ball that he left. Is it offside?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we've had 1, 2,
Yeah,
3, 4, 5
clearly.
five times the ball's been in the back of the net this game.
It was one of them where it was obviously offside, but it turned out to be closer than you thought.
Yeah. Like in real time, it looks miles off.
Yeah.
That's why I was worried about Richarlison earlier when he was miles offside. I thought it would be one of those that turns out to be. Let's have a look at the scores on the doors elsewhere, shall we?
Good tackle.
Let's have a look. Yes,
Great
still
tackle,
1-1.
Lascelles. Proper strong
Yeah.
tackle. Proper tackle that was, Jamal Lascelles.
That's a good tackle, like.
Yeah, brilliant.
2
Brilliant.
in a row now.
Is he
2 in a
giving
row
it?
now.
He's not giving a foul, has he?
No.
He just looked the way, and also I love the way Trippier absolutely smacked the back of Jamal's head when he got up from the challenge.
Well, someone has to take that role off Ritchie, so why not?
Honestly, of all the signings we've made in the past few years, Kieran Trippier has to be up there with one of my favourites.
Yeah.
He's an absolute class act, and he's just,
Because he's a leader, man.
yeah.
That's why.
And that opened doors as well for others, encouraging them to sign. Seeing him sign for us.
He's defensively incredible. He goes in with full-blooded every challenge. His positioning's incredible. His set-piece delivery is fantastic.
Played it.
Running out of words to
Played
describe
it.
him.
Guimaraes already coming on the board. Come on, now just give the crowd what they want.
There's like 10 minutes left now. You've got to make at least one sub, even if it's not Bruno. Get some fresh legs on. Get Dan Burn on.
Jacob Murphy.
No,
It's something. It's something. And Jacob Murphy on the teams outside the top.
We should take him off Fraser.
Probably. Or Maxi to protect him. But yeah, outside the top 6, Jacob Murphy has the most tackles per minutes played of anyone in any team outside the top 6. So you can't say he doesn't
played that many minutes.
No, but I think he averages 4 tackles a game.
Fraser's been hacked down again.
I hope it's him coming off.
And now Trippier's getting stuck in as well. He's just squared up to Allen, who was the one that took down Fraser.
Allen's reminding me of Fernandinho because he's given away so many fouls and got in everyone's faces, but he's managed to avoid a booking up until now. Allen's just flicked Trippier in the face right in front of the referee there.
Yeah, but they're having a go at Trippier, not the other way around.
This is a good location for a free kick, I dare say.
I think you just should have a go at it. It's well positioned.
It's probably the wrong side, though, isn't it? For
don't think
most
so.
of
Left
ours.
corner. Shelby wants one as well after his goal against Leeds. I think he's going for it.
It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal. It's 3-1. It's Kieran Trippier. It's a goal. Newcastle 3.
Surely not from there.
I told you, he's going for it. Fucking legend, man.
I don't believe it.
Yes.
I love this man. I love this man.
Man of the match. Get in.
Oh,
fuck yeah.
Goal. Kieran Trippier, you bloody
You know
How can you not love Kieran Trippier, man? Oh, yeah.
Do you know what? I haven't had a man crush on a Newcastle player since Johan Cruyff.
Like you normally say as well, Sam.
What? That's a good 25, 30 yards.
Like Sam would normally say in the group chat, that's tonight wank sorted. You can't deny it, man.
Just some things just stay in the WhatsApp group, man.
Oh, sorry.
I love that Kieran Trippier.
Look at Murdoch and his family. They're going mental.
Kieran Trippier's spent so much time training with Jordan Pickford that he knows exactly where to put that ball. Also, did you see the celebrations with Amanda and Murdoch and Southgate sat next to them, stony-faced?
No, I completely missed it because I was doing what you put in the private chat. But no, I missed that. Oh, I'm gutted I missed that.
Brilliant. I thought he'd be at least stood up clapping, but no, they're stood up like giving it this, and he's just sat there with his arms crossed like that. Must be an Everton fan. Come on, boys. Come on. Surely, I don't want to say it. I'm not going to say it.
By the way, Southgate has to stay unbiased.
Saint-Maximin's writhing around like he's being shot by a sniper. Oh, sorry. I keep getting it. Willock, my bad.
Fraser's going off, and what a shift he's put in again.
Yeah. Fantastic. What a grafter.
Finally, we're seeing
that right-hand
real
side
Ryan Fraser
is just moist.
Happy for his goal as well, you know.
What a goal!
Yeah.
What a
you'll see the celebration again, Sam.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Okay.
Southgate's Southgate's like talking to someone ahead of him, so he must be with someone. What a shift Fraser's put in. What a team. What a team. Right, come on. 8 minutes to hang on. Let's get another one.
Guimaraes.
On Chris Wood's bonds.
Yeah, we've got a goal.
Someone mentioned 3-1, right, in the chat.
Yeah, we had a couple 3-1 shouts earlier. Most people said 2-1, so they'll be gutted. West Ham still beating Watford, 5 minutes to go in that game. That should blow up for full time before we do by a couple of minutes. So we'll let you know the result of that. But that means
I just hope this is not going to turn out how we did against Everton. What year was it when Lejeune scored twice with an overhead kick?
Yeah.
Making it level.
Minutes.
Was that 2 years ago?
It was Lejeune, so yeah, two seasons ago it would have been.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I miss Lejeune.
Obviously, we're playing Everton right now. Jordan Pickford is England's number one. Aaron Ramsdale's been in fantastic form. Would you give it Ramsdale for the next lot of internationals? Or do you because international form is different to club form, and generally Jordan Pickford plays quite well for England. I know he's a dirty little Mackham, but
is Pickford to blame for the goals?
But for that one, yeah. I mean, it's a brilliantly struck free kick, but if he's got longer arms, then he might save it. But in all seriousness, like...
Well done by Maxi.
Yeah. 5 minutes to hang on.
I just want to have Bruno on, man. Wait.
Yeah, I mean, there's no harm in bringing him on at this point. Or, well, maybe there is, risking an injury when he's such an important
Everyone wants to see him making his debut.
I bet St. James's Park is bloody rocking right now.
Yes, but due to copyright restrictions, we're watching in mute.
Well, I have to say, as new signings go, Trippier and Chris Wood and Matt Targett versus Dele Alli and Donny van der Beek, I'd rather have the three that we've got, thanks very much.
Or Wout Weghorst at Burnley.
Nah, he's done fuck all. Jay Rodriguez got the bloody goal. He's been there.
And enjoy your 25 million.
Yeah. No, it's a brilliant signing from Burnley. I mean, they got what, 25 mil for Wood.
I don't think he has it to succeed in the Premier League, to be fair.
Well, he's 28, 29. I thought he was younger than
that. I've seen Weghorst playing all my life.
Yeah.
And I know the player pretty well. I don't know much players, but the players I do, they're mostly Dutch. For all the player knowledge, you have to go to Sam, Steve, Lee, probably. Maybe you as well.
But yeah,
but not me. That's a backhanded compliment if ever I've heard one.
Yeah, no, I think they've just bought him because he's a big player and will fit straight into that Burnley system.
Yeah, that's why they've got him.
I mean, they were going to go for bloody Onuachu from Genk, who's a 6'7" Nigerian lad, and he's just an absolute tank. And
that'll get Crouchy out of retirement.
Yeah.
No, along.
I mean, it's 12, 13 mil on a player that has a proven goal scoring record in a top 5 European league.
The only difference is that he's not Premier League.
Come on, it's dangerous play.
Yeah, that's why you paid the extra 10. Whoa, that's a high boot, surely to God.
That's what I'm saying.
This ref is
he's mental. He's mental.
He's just done the splits and then he kicked Maxi in the teeth. I wish I was there.
So
Man.
Quite easy evening for Dubravka, actually. He had one shot on goal that went straight through the middle.
Yeah, don't say it.
Well,
yeah, don't
at least we have the two goals in the...
We were 2-0 down against these in the 95th minute. We drew 2-2.
Yeah,
You just mentioned this
I know.
game.
That's what I just mentioned.
It's not over until it's over.
That's very much true.
Ooh, that's going to be looked at for a penalty.
Oh, great.
Dele Alli.
Oh, for God's sake. Who was it? Jamal Lascelles by any chance?
I don't.
Nah, no chance. No chance. I've just seen it for the first time, and it does not look anywhere near a foul for me. He's not even appealed for it.
No, it's not.
He just kicks Trippier's foot.
How's this for stats? Everton 10 shots, 3 on target. Newcastle United 17 shots, 7 on target.
Shabba.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, what does that mean? I hear some people saying that sometimes, but don't know the meaning.
What?
Shabba.
It doesn't really mean anything.
Ah.
But
why at which situation would you use it? And what you want to express with it?
I don't know.
That was my language lesson English.
I don't know. It's just something silly.
Joe Willock has been.
It's like a slang.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's
yeah.
I mean, I can get the dictionary definition up for you if you want.
Oh, ASM's through. Give it.
Oh.
We're through in. Murphy's in on goal.
Go on.
Oh, was it the post? Follow up. Oh, Pickford save. Oh,
for fuck's sake. Could it be 4-1?
I rate Willock just putting his laces through that, though.
I'll talk about salt. I thought you meant actual salt because on a previous stream we have discussed dishwasher loading techniques.
Stop talking about my mum, man. Come on.
Oh, brilliant.
Lovely stuff. Sunderland are losing to a race course.
Again.
They are in full combustion mode. I absolutely love it. Right, Watford, West Ham. I'm going to watch the final few minutes of that alongside ours just to make sure that result gets locked in. Nice.
Would have loved to see a goal at Man U still.
They've still got another 15 minutes after our game finishes because they kicked off slightly later. So there's still time. But then again, there's still time for Burnley to come back as well. Since Burnley scored, right? Burnley
is injured. And Bruno is coming on.
Well,
yes.
One's good, one's not.
Finally. There you go.
Trippier's pulled up as well. It's not impact. He's felt his leg go there.
Yeah.
Everyone goes mental.
Bruno
he's telling Bruno to hang fire for now. What do you do? Who have we got on the bench? Oh, we got Kraft, I suppose, and Mankio. Yeah.
How many stoppage time do we reckon?
It looked like it was going to be for Willock, who's also down injured now.
Right, yeah. Well, it will be. I imagine that.
We've got 2 subs left, haven't we? So why not?
Yes. I think it's just they don't want to make that sub until they're sure.
Well, they've made it. No. Bruno's on for Willock.
Yeah. So since we last checked in with the Burnley game, Burnley scored with their first shot on target as well. Since then, they've registered another 6 shots and another 2 on target. So they're coming back into that game against Man United, which is not great.
Man United being all over the place.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Have they made any subs?
I just have a feeling. I have a feeling at the Man U squad, it's just pretty toxic in the dressing room.
Interestingly, Max Cornet
too many egos.
Max Cornet's gone off with an injury for Burnley as well.
Again, he just came off from an injury, right?
Yeah, he's been subbed in the 69th minute. It says hobbled off, so I can't imagine it's too serious. But I don't.
Well, look, that's what caused. That's what changed the game when we beat them.
Yeah,
Trippier's gone off for Mankio.
That's fine. Right, come on.
So they both get a cameo in stoppage time.
How many
Trippier picked up a knock as well.
Yeah, it's a muscle injury. It looked like he looks like he's going straight down the tunnel for some treatment.
Hopefully, he's okay for Sunday.
Serious.
I mean, absolutely need him in the team, but
Every time we win this season, we always pick up injuries.
What do you mean every time we win? We've only won 2.
Well, if we win this, it'll be 3, and they've come at a cost every time.
At least we have some more possibilities now at the back. Like, I would hate to see him go and be out for a few games, but
I just know that they're going to nab something like a goal in like with 1 minute left, and we're just going to panic mode.
Yeah, classic Newcastle.
Like, we can't comfortably see out a win, can we?
No.
This is comfortable.
That would be boring.
So is John Joe still on the pitch then? He is with a booking?
Yeah.
Thinking if you want anyone to take a cynical yellow, he's your man to ask to do it, but not while he's been booked.
Max is through again. Saint-Maximin, rounds 1. Oh,
what's the Guimaraes?
I thought it was in.
Oh,
yeah. Was that Bruno with the through ball?
Yeah. I think so.
Oh, I love him already. I see what you mean. West Ham have beaten Watford. That's a full-time score, 1-0. So that's confirmed.
Dirty to me again.
So Watford will be sitting second bottom as it stands, with the same amount of games played that we have. So they will be, if things stay the same, they will be 3 points behind us, but with 2 goals in hand. So if they were to win their next game and we were to lose, they would go back above us. So that's an interesting one. But yeah, so they're second bottom as it stands. Norwich are third bottom on 16 points and play tomorrow night. Joelinton playing corner ball, things you'd love to see.
Oh,
look,
gallery play.
We're in the right part of the pitch to see a game out, and this is just...
Bruno loves it, doesn't he? Sorry, I've just seen it. He went to the corner to for anyone that's not watching, he went to the corner as if he was going to waste time, and then backheeled it between 2 Everton players to Joelinton.
Just Dele Alli and Allen.
Oh, he's absolutely saucy. He doesn't even need to look at it, and he's just
picks up the ball again.
I mean, to be fair, this ain't a bad introduction to St. James's Park, is it?
No. He just looks composed on the ball, and I know
that's what we've been missing.
I know it's easy to do when you're 3-1 up and cruise into
last minute left, guys. This is gonna be a win for us. But, quite comfortable, I have to say. In the end, never really got nervous in the game.
We've
dominated
it. Overall, we had the better chances. Everton are on the attack now.
What should Van der Beek be thinking now? Like, why I picked Everton over Newcastle?
Little shitbag turned us down, and then he's playing with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you can.
No, you can't understand. They didn't have a manager when they turned us down.
You can understand it. Any transfer window, you can understand players. Some are going to be a bit hesitant to join. It'll be this.
Joelinton looks injured.
No, he looks injured every game.
No, he's squaring up to someone. Oh, he's squaring up to Dele Alli. Oh, he's not happy.
I love that Joelinton, every game, swears at the referee and gets away with it.
This wouldn't happen when he first joined, though, and confidence was low, would it? Joelinton would have just stayed on the floor, kind of hobbled around.
Going for scrapping Dele Alli as well. He's
why? It's a bit of a shithouse move from Dele Alli.
He's instigated it. Ali's not trying to fight back.
Dele Alli always goes against our players. I remember him having a scuff as well with Mitrovic.
Full time.
Get in.
Nice.
Whew.
Good fucking win this. Good for the morale of the team as well.
Right, I'm going to put the Man
Jamie Rubin there with Staveley and Murdoch.
Let's have Burnley Man United on in the background, shall we?
Important win this, very important win.
Very 10 minutes.
This is massive. This is massive.
This is the first win of the season that it was quite comfortable, and a comfortable win as well.
Yeah, it was. And look, there's been so many positives from this performance as well. I mean, Jesus, the defense on the whole. I know there was a bit of a scrappy own goal, but on the defense as a whole, kept Everton quiet. Dubravka didn't really have a save to make. The midfield looked fantastic, probably the best it's looked. Bruno coming on, superb. Ryan Fraser worked his bollocks off. ASM worked his bollocks off. Chris Wood, a target man up top holds the ball, brings the play together. Sort of should have scored a header in the first half. Joe Linton could have had 2. So we've had the best.
Fraser looks so happy just seeing him now. I feel for him.
I think that's our best performance of the season because
I mean,
the 2 wins we've had have been scrappy and we've been fortunate at times with the goals that we scored in the 2-1-0 wins. But that was a proper win. I
mean, it's absolutely deserved. You look at the stats and you think, well, how the hell? It was the best performance of the season. We had 40% possession, right? So they've seen more of the ball. We've managed to get 20 shots away, 9 of which were on target, and scored 3 goals. When was the last time we registered 20 shots in a game? Almost half of them on target. And it wasn't that, we didn't sit back and let them have possession. We were pressing up the pitch for the full 90 minutes. We've seen glimpses of the press in the past few games. And then suddenly we press for 90 minutes and we play them off the park. I think it's absolutely deserved. I think if we'd beaten Man United, that would have been the most deserved win of the season.
Yes, 100%. That was probably on a par with the Man United performance.
Yeah,
to be fair, but you don't always get what you deserve.
Their fans will say they got unlucky with the injuries they picked up, forced into substitution, so they couldn't change the game. It's football, We've played well. We dominated the midfield. Fullbacks were outstanding. I thought Trippier and Targett were up there for men of the match for me. Saint-Maximin was unselfish today, offloading the ball if and when he could. Still his usual dangerous self, running at players. Fraser absolutely busting a gut forwards and backwards. Chris Wood probably the worst Newcastle player, but not bad. Did everything that was asked of it. I think it was a blessing that Yerry Mina went off because I think he would have probably lost a lot more aerial duels. Interestingly, in the Man United game in the 81st minute, Jesse Lingard has come off the bench. So he's actually getting some minutes for them. It would have been interesting to see, had we signed him, if he would have been involved today. But little cameo from Bruno Guimarães as well, let's not forget.
And it was lovely.
Brilliant.
From start to finish.
Luxury minutes there for him. Got him on the pitch, got him out in front of a home crowd that will be rocking from back to front. So fantastic result for us. Watford, fantastic result for us again. Burnley against Man United. It's not the end of the world if it does end 1-1.
It's almost a perfect night.
It's almost a perfect night. Sunderland lost. So
it still might be a perfect night. There's 15 minutes yet.
Yeah.
Well, 8.
That's. I think I'm not on the scoring the play, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go back to bed.
You can stay anyway, if you want, Brandon, because Steve has been called away last minute, so it's up to you. It's 11:15 in your time.
Yeah, but I've been up since 5, so
go.
But
go.
No, okay.
Go.
Yeah, you guys do it. Thanks for being on again, guys.
Thanks for the good luck, Charles, mate.
I just go sleep.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Thank you.
Love you. Bye. Before we move into scoring the players, Sam, let's take a quick look at the League One table.
League One table.
The League One table, like the classified results.
4th. So, like I do on Twitter. I must do that actually. So Sunderland lost to bottom of the league on Saturday night, and now they've lost to a racecourse.
Yeah, let's see where Cheltenham are in the league. They were 16th after tonight's win, so they were on 33 points. So they would have been
moved up against my place of birth, Shrewsbury Town.
Yeah. So
Doncaster still bottom.
Doncaster are rock bottom, yes.
Yeah. So and then before that, of course, they lost 6-0 to Bolton, who are just scraped in the top half.
So Sunderland
They've just moved up to 10th from 11th. This is as live as it gets, folks.
Sunderland still don't have a manager, do they?
No, but it's going to be Roy Keane. And they'd got it down to 3. It was Roy Keane and Grant McCann was involved.
Yeah,
and someone else.
Well, less about them because this ain't about them. It's about Newcastle United.
West Ham above. Well, hang on, just go back up a second before we get to ours. West Ham gone above
Man United,
unless they get a late winner.
Yeah,
I don't really want to say come on Man United, but I just have.
Well, there's 5 minutes left in that game plus added time, so it's probably going to finish 1-1 if I'm being honest. Burnley seem to be having the better of the chances if I'm being honest, which is not good. But
yeah, shit house of result in there. So go scroll down. Let's see.
The more important end of the table, we are finally out of the relegation zone officially. Norwich play tomorrow, could go back above us, but they would need to win that game, and then that means we would have a game in hand on them as well. Their goal difference, shocking. A draw wouldn't be enough to put them above us. Watford losing tonight, same games played as us now, 3 points behind us. Do have a better goal difference, which is worrying. If they were to win it one weekend and we were to lose, they would go back above us. And Burnley, with only the 2 games in hand, if they do pick up this draw, 2 games in hand to get 4 points to overtake us, which would be some feat given their fixtures, because they've got Liverpool, Brighton, Tottenham and Palace in the next 4 games.
Holy crisps.
So, I mean, you look at that run of fixtures, you say they get at most a draw from Man United, at most a draw from Liverpool, maybe a win at Brighton, at most a draw from Spurs. So, and realistically, they're probably going to lose.
And what you got to look at as well, you can't now, I mean, I don't for 1 minute think they will go down, but you can't discount Everton from the conversation.
No, absolutely. I mean, after tonight's game, they're only 1 point above us. They do have a game in hand, and they are only 3 points above the drop now.
And look at the form stats as well on the right hand side.
Yeah, looks like a town in Wales. That it's. I mean, look at the form stats for us. 3 unbeaten now.
4 if you count the game in Saudi.
Well, if you do, not if you're Kieran Clark. Yeah, I mean, Watford picking up 2 wins in their last 2 games. Fantastic results for them. But, again, the fixture list for them is not favourable in the slightest. Palace tomorrow.
That's a winnable game.
It is a winnable game, but I think Crystal Palace are one of the more impressive sides in the Premier League this year. But Man City and Liverpool after that, and Liverpool again in the FA Cup. But some favourable fixtures thrown in there, Southampton, Brentford, Leeds. It'll be interesting to see how they get on, because of the bottom 3, the current bottom 3, they're in the best form. And of course, Newcastle United. The Mighty Mags, obviously 3 unbeaten after tonight's result, got Villa, West Ham, Brentford and Brighton coming up. Tough games, but not unwinnable.
Tough games, but key games.
Villa at home. If you can beat Everton, you've got to say we can beat Villa. They've got a bit more about them at Villa, but 3-1's convincing enough for me. Plus, hopefully Bruno will be fully blooded in the team for Sunday. But yeah, enough of that. Let's stop sharing that.
I wish I could. I wish I just want to watch Kieran Trippier's goal again.
Well, I would show
although that is that kind of like a one sort of sour note from the night, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that injury is not too serious. We'll have to wait and see. He pulled up with a muscle injury, but he did walk off the pitch. It wasn't serious enough. So yeah. Should we move on to scoring some players, shall we?
Yeah, we can. But what I love now, after every win this season, if you are on the mailing list from the club shop, as soon as the final whistle goes, you get an email with a discount code, taking advantage of our goodwill. But and today's no different. Use GOAL20 at the checkout.
Don't mind it at all.
No,
I mean, I'll happily buy the club's merchandise if they get us 3 points week in, week out. It's a fair trade in my eyes.
Absolutely. Yeah, here is a blank check. Write any amount and I will pay it. Right. Have you got this or do you want me to control? I'll control.
You can do it. I'll sit back.
I'll control. We've got the voice of BBC 3.
Okay, fine.
What's coming up at 10 o'clock on BBC 3?
Oh, that's a good question, Sam. Coming up at 10 o'clock on BBC 3, we've got some bumper TV coming your way. Obviously, we've had Race Across the World tonight, as well as the highlights from the Winter Olympics, I should say.
You don't do that when it's live, do you?
What, mess up? No.
Yeah,
never.
Coming up at the Winter Olympic,
the single Olympic. At 10:15, we've got Eating with My Ex, followed by Lazy
Soon. I did you a special voice note for Eating with My Ex.
You did. I'm yet to use it, but I promise you I will. So some fantastic TV on BBC 3. But stay with us here
We're
on
scoring the players.
TV.
We're not just talking about Matt's day job.
No.
Even though I could all night.
We'll score some players. We'll get some reaction as well later on. I'm not sure who's joining us for that reaction. If anyone.
There's literally just me and you left. So It's however long you want to go on for.
Last men I will call it there, shall we? I'll get on the beers. I don't have any beers in, actually. Disappointing. Right, let's score some
Martin
players.
Dubravka.
Before we get into it, if you haven't liked the video already, please do. It helps us out massively on the channel, and something that helps us out even more, subscribing as well and get the little notification bell on for when we upload, because we've got brilliant videos coming up later this evening, and of course the Greenwood and Mulliner show, which will be out at some point next week.
I've just realised on the Greenwood and Mulliner show tomorrow we have a Sunderland man on. So I can't wait.
Kick you off. I'm going to kick you off.
No. It's going to be so much fun.
Right, okay.
It's going to be so much fun.
So
I mean, look, we've just beaten Frank Lampard's Everton, and they've just lost to a racecourse.
What did Seth to me? Seth's been very active in the comments. He did say Trippier would score. We almost got a 6-1. You know, if Wood and Joe Linton would have scored, that would have made it 5. Yeah. But my grandmother had a wheel. She would have been a bike. Moving on. Scoring the players. Martin Dubravka. Would you like to take the honour with the goalkeeper, or would you like Kieran Trippier?
I want Kieran Trippier, please.
I know you do, because I would give him 10 out of 10. Martin Dubravka didn't really have a difficult save to make. Couldn't have stopped the goal that did go in. Marshalled his defence quite well. To be honest, when we did play the ball back to him, he was calm under pressure. Can't really ask any more from him, really. 7 out of 10, I think I give him, because it's a positive result. So I'm giving him a positive score. It was a bang average game for him, really, but because we're optimistic and we're feeling good, put him on the higher end of the
Strangely, I was surprised how quiet he was. And he was never really flustered at all, was he?
No, not like someone said in the comments here, did well with what there was to do. So, which I absolutely agree with. You know, the challenges that he did, like the times he had to come out and claim it or punch it or whatever, he did well. But yeah, not a shot to save really for him. But yeah, Kieran Trippier, then take it away.
I'm in love.
You and me both. I'll fight you for him.
Yeah, whoever loses gets him. He's just a level above. He's the most intelligent player on the pitch. He's a leader. He don't take shit from anyone. We saw that he will die for his teammates. He will put himself in front of anything. Quality delivery. What did we say? He had one poor cross.
Yeah,
in his Newcastle career.
Yeah.
And he scored an absolute worldie free kick. Had sexy football brain. That's my yes. Someone's watched the channel before. I forget that people watch this. Yeah, it's just brilliant. And that free kick as well. He's absolutely done Pickford, because where that free kick was, that's it's for a left footer, you would say, but he's bent it round the wall and round the goalkeeper like an absolute worldie. And I mean, Southgate would look for any excuse not to put a Newcastle player in the England squad, but my word, he's got no option now. Yeah. I just hope his injury's not serious, because he's good.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. He absolutely didn't put a foot wrong defensively. Incredible with his set piece delivery, flawless bar one. He's just the second he stepped onto that football pitch, you could tell he was a level above when he signed, not just today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a big, like, at the time when he signed, I was like, what is he do? Like, from a neutral perspective, like, what is he doing? Yeah. Because he could do, I know we're, like, rich and whatnot, but given our predicament, like, he could do, like, better. Yeah. But, oh, God, I'm so glad we've got him. And he's just everything we need and more. Yeah. And, like, years of Manquillo, Yedlin, Janmat. Something's happening at Turf Moor, but
Ronaldo was in, but he's taken it too far of a touch. Not Trippier. Lingard tried to bend one in the far corner, takes a deflection.
They wish it was Trippier, my friend. They wish it was Trippier. They could have had him.
I'm not entirely sure how many minutes were added on here. They were into the 93rd minute as it stands. Man United have a corner. Burnley are defending for their lives at the moment. That's a good ball in. Oh, Slabhead puts it wide. Oh, that was the chance. I think that might be game over.
That is for game over. So it's nearly a perfect night, but the fact is, it's in our own hands, isn't it? So.
The fact remains, they've got 2 games in hand and they're 4 points behind.
And we have to play them again, so it's still
exactly. So it looks like it's not on my stream, but it looks like it's going to finish 1-1. if it hasn't already. So good result for
Yeah.
Burnley. Terrible result for Man United. How the hell they've not won that game? I mean, I was just looking at the stats earlier, and 22 shots for Man United, but only 5 on target is absolutely abysmal. But yeah, almost a perfect night for us. But moving on, we are on scoring the players after all. We've had Dubravka with a 7. We've got Trippier with a 10. Move on to the centre-backs. I'll take Jamal Lascelles, because why not? Shaky, you said when we were watching it, nothing he does fills you with any remote confidence at all. Every time he's on the ball, you panic.
I thought towards the end, though, he did get better and he put in some cracking challenges.
He did. But I think he's better in those kind of situations where he's allowed to kind of throw his whole body behind the ball and, take the ball in the man. When he's marshalling a man one-on-one, he's the last person you want in a one-on-one defensive situation, someone running at him. I thought the first half, shocking. No fault of his own for the own goal. He did well to get on the end of the cross. It's a free header, really. If we're being hypercritical, he's got to hit the target rather than hit the bar. But we score from it, so it doesn't really matter. But just all round, I just don't have confidence in him. If I'm Eddie Howe looking at that next game, Dan Burn goes straight in. I'd give it tonight. I'll give him a 6 out of 10 because we won.
I agree.
But I think if that had ended in a 1-1, I would have given him something towards the 4 of the 5s. The tackles at the end were good, and he read the play well, but again, just didn't fill me with a load of confidence. Like we were saying, we're just going to concede, and it's going to be a really shaky end, like classic Newcastle. And that's because players like that are on the pitch. I don't know.
But it wasn't a shaky.
It wasn't.
But I mean, you look at the positive side of things as well. Like, he finished the game strong.
Yeah,
finished the game strong, so we can take a lot from that. And I just don't think Howe's going to drop him anytime soon. I really don't. So there's a player in there somewhere. Well, we know there is. I mean, he was so close to an England call-up when we first got promoted back, so we know it's in there. But I think he can take a lot of heart from the last 20-25 minutes of the game that we've seen out confidently.
Yeah, I mean, it's split opinion in the chat. We've got some Keegan here saying he was class, and then Jason saying we need to drop him, and then people saying very good second half, saved the team twice.
That's what he is at the moment. He's so polarizing at the moment because look, I've always stuck with him, and I'll continue to do so. I know he's got an own goal tonight, but as you say, it's not one that he could have done much about. No. And he got what's his face? Holgate, wasn't it? He got it back 2 minutes later. But he can take a lot of heart from the way he's finished the game. And like that Leeds game, if he'd have seen that game out and not gone off injured, he would have took a lot more heart from that, having seen out a clean sheet. So hopefully his confidence can get back, because I think that's all it is. It's just confidence, and that affects your decision making.
I'm looking at the stats. I mean, I don't know how accurate this is, to be honest, but it says 9 aerials won today, 90%. So we only lost one header. 6 were in the attacking half and 4 were in the defensive half. So he's still in the top percentile of headed clearances and things like that. And he had 5 clearances today, 5 interceptions. I think it's not counted the tackles. I think it's counted those as interceptions instead, because it says he's got 0 tackles here. But yeah, it was an okay game. It was definitely could have been a lot worse from Jamal for me. It was okay. I think for me 6 is a fair score. Anyway, we'll move on. You can take Fabian Schär.
Fabian Schär, I think, was probably on a par with Lascelles, actually. Did some nice stuff, but did some things that made you kind of grimace a little bit. Especially that tackle in the first half, hacking down, was it Richarlison? That's what I said. So yeah, that kind of made you wince a little bit.
There was a couple of moments like that, wasn't there?
There was, a couple of loose balls here and there as well. But look, on the whole, it all worked out in the end. And we've been years saying that he couldn't play in a 2. He is playing in a 2 and has done for a while, and he's done well. So there's a decision to be made, whereas before it was just a straightforward, just get any centre-backs in. Doesn't matter who. People are still clamouring for Fernandez, even though he's still vastly injured and barely kicked a ball in training. But there you go. But yeah, 6 out of 10 for me. He's again finished the game strongly.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll find out as we go on. But I think our centre backs were probably the weakest on the pitch today of our squad, performance wise. We'll get on to the rest of the players and we'll see. Some of the comments are saying that, like, why are we so depressed? What, we won. What is it? We're not depressed. We're just being realistic.
We're analysing.
Yeah.
But we're just going for the things that aren't. I mean, yeah. Jesus Christ. Let's get to the good performances. Did you not see us rate Trippier 10 out of 10?
Well, we'll move on to Matt Targett, who also had a fantastic game. And let's lift the mood back up then. I personally, fantastic debut, flawless, really. I'll give him a 9 out of 10 because why not? Because I think in my head, I'm comparing him to what we've had recently. And Dummett got tortured at Leeds. Lewis was okay before that. Matt Ritchie is not a left back. So it was nice to have someone that could tackle and actually whip a ball in. He was constantly had his head up, playing forwards rather than backwards. He was brilliant. And I'm gutted that he can't play next week because I thought he would take a hell of a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
From today's performance.
I mean, if you think about it on Sunday, obviously Targett's ineligible to face Villa, so you'd think Manquillo would fill in at left back, and then if Trippier is injured, then you could have freaking Kraft back there, and all of a sudden we're back to square one.
Yeah, but yeah, 0 mistakes from him today, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But he pressed high, he tackled aggressively, didn't give the opposition a moment on the ball. I thought he was fantastic, and he would have been the better fullback if anyone but Kieran Trippier was playing at right back. Yeah, fantastic.
Good.
It's just a level above. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty cut and dry. I doubt anyone's going to agree. I doubt anyone's going to disagree even that with that 9 out of 10, unless they want to give him a 10, because I thought he was brilliant. We'll move on to the midfield then. We'll start with Jonjo Shelvey with you, because I know you love him.
I don't mind him.
He picked up a yellow card in the first half for a very heavy challenge, which was, in my eyes, a nice challenge, but went through the player to get it.
20 years ago, that's not even a free kick.
Well, that's what we said on the street. I think he'd disappeared by that point. But yeah, we said, even 10 years ago, not free. Anyway, well, I'll let you rate him, mate. I'll shut up.
Shelby's a funny one, but he wasn't like as amazing as he has been the last few times. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was all right tonight, wasn't he? Kind of sat there, does what he does. There was a couple of loose passes, as there always are with Jonjo. Bruno, man of the match. Maybe on Sunday, hopefully. Yeah, was Shelvey outstanding? I mean, it would have been nice to see him have that effort in the first half, put on his right foot, and the referee not get in the way, and Max's pass would have been a tiny little bit better, but it is what it is. I'm struggling to get him above a 6, to be honest. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I think I'm going to give him a 6.
Yeah, I'd agree. It was very middle of the road today. He didn't create too much. He pressed okay with the midfield. He looked a bit lethargic for me today. Didn't look at the pace that the rest of the team did. It was absolutely okay. Absolutely okay. The tackle was rash. I still think it's a good tackle, but the player was going.
Tackle was just banter.
But the player was going nowhere, and it's typical Jonjo Shelvey to dive in and with a very strong tackle. But yeah, I think 6 out of 10 is absolutely fair. I'd maybe a 7 if you're being very generous, but I think 6 is pretty bang on for me.
Yeah.
He wasn't outstanding, but he didn't make any mistakes apart from just being a bit off the pace. And
apart from just doing a couple of typical Shelvey passes.
Yeah, but we expect that from him. Oh, the one thing that pissed me off though was the pass that sold Matt Targett short, which ended up in that share booking, the one that they counted from. That was
a
simple 20-yard pass, and he's played it with no power on it whatsoever, and it's so easily intercepted.
But I mean, what you can say is, since he's been reignited under Howe, I mean, his work rate is fantastic. I think there's no qualms about. There's no calls of him being lazy anymore.
No.
I mean, his running stats are fantastic as well. So, look, he's improved, but I mean, the players that were our weakest players on the pitch today didn't play bad.
Yeah.
which shows how great of a performance and a real solid win it was.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Jonjo Shelvey, his touches today, he had 46 touches on the ball, which I think is okay when you compare it to Andre Gomez's 44. But then you look at Allen, who was the other midfielder for Everton today. He had 98 touches for Everton, almost twice that of Jonjo Shelvey. So he obviously not getting on the ball as much as he would like. Obviously, we usually run a lot of the play through Jonjo Shelvey, and we didn't see a lot of that today. And that's probably a good sign because, you know, sorry, I'm stuttering over my words. It's probably a good sign because we've got other options now. We're not having to play everything through Jonjo Shelvey. So yeah, it was a bang average performance for me today. It wasn't a bad performance by any shot. 6 is not it's not a bad score. You know, if we're being realistic, 5 is average, 6 is slightly above average, which is what Jonjo Shelvey was today. We'll
tell you one thing though.
Yeah.
God, Trippier is good.
He's a big, sexy football brain as well.
Oh.
We'll move on. I'll take Joe Willock because I criticised him in the first half, and I feel bad because I thought he had a stonking. Facts, 5 out of 10, 0 out of 10. Joe Willock was.
Don't panic. I just clicked on the wrong button, and Max's rating was from a game. So we're not rating Maxi 5 out of 10. So before everyone starts typing, "What game of fucking you watching?" just fucking calm your shit.
Joe Willock. Pointed it out in the first half. He was a bit off the pace. He looked a yard behind the game. That was the only criticism I had of him in the first half. But apart from that, he made the goal for the first goal. He was unlucky to not get a goal himself. I thought he had played some excellent football in the final third, held the ball up well, got close to Chris Wood. Not loads, but enough that it worked. And it was actually that kind of late midfielder arriving that we've needed. And I thought second half he was fantastic. The most impressive aspect of his game for me today, though, was the high press. He was the one that initiated the press every single time, and he ran his absolute socks off. And if he is injured for the next game, I would be a little bit gutted. But I think it's probably just fatigue because he was flagging at the end of the Leeds game as well. So I imagine that it was probably something similar today. I'm going to give him an 8.5 just to be really picky. I think Matt Targett had a better game. That's the only reason I'm not giving him a 9. But, you know, I think Willock obviously didn't get a goal or an assist today. I don't think he got an assist.
Grew into the game again, though, didn't he? Same as Leeds.
He made the point in the earlier. He was brilliant. 5 dribbles from him today, which is only behind saint-maximin in the game. Saint-Maximin had 10 dribbles, and then the next highest player was Joe Willock with 5. So you can't argue that he didn't carry the ball forwards at all. He was a brilliant asset in that midfield when Joelinton and Jonjo were kind of more the enforcers in today's game. Thought he had a really good game and hopefully can kick on against Villa.
Yeah, I hope so, because I hate Villa.
Third and final midfielder, Joelinton. You can have this one. Bit invisible today for me.
You reckon? I thought he was quite good.
He did everything well that he's been doing well, you know, with the imposing himself defensively. Yeah. But I don't know. I think he's just been playing so well that
Joelinton could have easily had a 10 out of 10 today if he'd have stayed on his feet and not fell over himself when the ball is on a plate.
Yeah.
Look, battled. He's now just a solid kind of. He's just like a solid centre midfielder. I mean, if you look at him now and think, well, why the hell would you ever play this guy up top or even on the wing? It just makes no sense. But he fits in there. I still think, whereas Trippier's got a sexy footballing kind of brain, mind, head, and everything. Joelinton hasn't, because his positional play, even when he was playing up top or even on the wing, left a lot to be desired. And he's obviously learning a new position still, and there's still a lot to learn with him, but it's still so encouraging to see. I just wish he'd have stayed on his feet, because this game could have been scarily comfortable for pretty much all of it. And if I was Everton, I'd be a little bit worried. Scoring wise, I'm toying between 2 numbers, So I'll split it. Simple as that. I was torn between a 7 and an 8, so I'm going to go 7.5.
Oh, well, there we go. We're allowed 7.5s. Before we move on to the next player, thank you for pointing this out in the comments. I've lost it now. Sam pointing this out in the comments. Alan Saint-Maximin on Twitter, as he is constantly brilliant. He must be still in the changing room, getting on to the Everton fans. Average player deserved to play in the Championship. And then Saint-Maximin coming back with a brilliant response after a brilliant performance. And we'll get on to him.
Relentless.
He's just brilliant. I mean, I'm glad that he's backed up, is talking with his performance today, because I was worried that he was going to have a naff performance and we'd be slating him again. But he had a lot of end product today, which we don't usually see from him. And we do usually see from him, but we don't see enough of from him. So we've done the midfield, we've done the defense. We'll move on to the attack. I want to take Ryan Fraser because I know you like him, and you'll sing his praises till the cows come home. Fantastic. That right-hand side of the pitch is now just incredible. He's Matt Ritchie, but smaller and quicker. It's just, I love him. I love him to pieces, and I'm so chuffed that he got a goal. I'm going to give him a 9 because I thought he was outstanding today. A goal aside, he was again with Willock pressing high up the pitch. He was on the defensive end, helping Trippier out when he needed to be. He was everywhere he needed to be today. He was absolutely fantastic. And like you pointed out, he has been for the longest time. He's incredible. He made 13 passes today, 12 of which
Bruno!
I think that's not Sam. I was looking at a different screen there. Okay, yeah. Hey up, mate. You're right.
Sorry to gate crash.
Hey, you're more than welcome to. We're just rating the players at the moment. We've still got ASM and Chris Wood to go, so you're more than welcome to take at least one of them if you're sticking around.
Yeah, I'll do one. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Do one. But yeah, Ryan Fraser, absolutely incredible today. 9.10 for me.
He deserved that Premier League goal as well. He really did. And
Yeah,
it would have been the winner had we not
well.
made it more comfortable, and he deserves that. So I'm chuffed for him.
Yeah, you could see how much it meant to him in the celebration as well. Thought he was incredible. Go on then, Carl. You can have Saint-Maximin.
Oh, do I get Saint-Maximin?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, he was absolutely on fire tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely on fire. I've got to give him a 10. I just thought everything he did was dynamite. I think it's possibly one of his best games in a Newcastle shirt, if not his best game in a Newcastle shirt. It's absolutely fantastic. I just hope he can carry that into the Villa game on Sunday, because he struggled, to be fair, against Matty Cash when we last played them. So, he was just absolutely, glorious to watch tonight. And even Bruno coming on for those, 2-3 minutes, he looked very, very lively on the ball. And it'll be interesting to see how they interlink. So, yeah, I thought Maximin was incredible tonight and deserves all the praise after some of us, like myself, have been on his case a little bit as of late. We shut all the doubters up tonight.
Yeah. Can I just say I've stuck with him throughout and argued the toss with you in WhatsApp on every available occasion. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's been rubbish.
And
no, and that's fair enough. I am one to shout off my mouth before I give it any thought. So I always come out unstuck, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, like the main criticism that I always have of him, he doesn't release the ball when he should. Yeah. And he did that today, which is why he's got such a high rating. He got an assist for a goal because he passed when
great cross.
Great
cross.
Yeah,
it was.
Deftness of touch.
So, when he's got his head screwed on and he's in the mood, unplayable.
Everything about us tonight, so good that I couldn't get out tonight because there was just bite from everyone. And if we've got even a small margin of that on Sunday, we'll beat them.
Yeah,
I
absolutely agree. Yeah, Villa are a great side. As much as it pains me to say it at the moment, they're a fantastic team to play. But I think Bruno will come in. I think if Maxi can replicate that form, hopefully Fraser's not picked up enough with that challenge he had earlier in the game. If we're firing like we were today, with like you say, with the bite that we played with, I think we're in with at least a draw.
Yeah,
fingers crossed. Yeah.
Let's not forget though, Villa struggled to beat this Everton side without Dele Alli and Van der Beek in it.
True, very true indeed. Yeah, Emi Buendia getting that goal, wasn't it, in the 48th minute or something daft in the first half. But yeah, struggled to see that 1-0 win out. Everton playing okay. So if football was a reasonable game, you'd say it'd be a walkover because we've smashed Everton, but it's not. It's 90 minutes
Exactly.
of 11 men on each side battering each other, and hopefully we'll come out with 3 points at the end of it. Are you sticking around, Carl, or are you coming on and disappearing?
I'll stick around for scoring the players and I'll shoot off.
Excellent. Well, Sam, I'll give you the honour of scoring Chris Wood, because I would give him another 10 out of 10 because I'm just inside his arse.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. I thought he was very poor today. Well, not very poor, slightly off the pace.
Yeah, I'm giving him a 5. I thought he was our worst player. He could have got a lot higher. Just that header. I mean, he's supposed to have aerial prowess, and my words, it was like he was trying to head a pillow. It was just fucking get your neck in it and give it some, for fuck's sake. That's what he's supposed to be good at. He had pretty much the whole of the goal to aim at as well, with little old Pickford in the middle. So stick it in one of the corners, and he had time. It was a poor chance missed. Apart from that, held the ball up, did what he does. That was it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with he should be putting that in the back of net. The only positive from his game today was I like his link-up play around the box. He's not he's not just a target man. He's good with the ball at his feet. He plays with his head up, which I really like. He was involved in the build-up to the Fraser goal, passing it on to the next player when he knew that he didn't have anywhere else to go with it. I think he like someone's just said in the comments, he needs a goal. He needs a goal, and I think I think that Villa is a chance to get that because Tyrone Mings is an absolute donkey, so he'll have a field day. So he struggled.
He's terrible.
He struggled against the physicality of Yerry Mina, because as much as it pains me to say it, Yerry Mina is a good defender. Tyrone Mings categorically is not a good defender. So I think if he pairs up, if he pins him down, I think he'll have a field day against Villa. But fingers crossed he can get a goal, because tonight's performance wasn't fantastic from him.
But he's going to be in the team every game for the foreseeable. So
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Go on, Carl. Sorry.
No, it's still early days as well.
I was just going to say, it's just he is what he is, and it's frustrating because if you've got the likes of Callum Wilson, there were opportunities tonight where if you got a more mobile striker, you're able to keep the ball alive. And there's just a couple of things where he's got his back to goal. I'm expecting him to be able to reach out a meter or so to be able to get to the ball, or be able to move quick enough to get to the ball. And he just hasn't got that movement about him at all.
No, but like my line with Chris Wood will always remain. If we can get 6 or 7 goals out of him before the end of the season, it's worth the 25 million. Of course, 100%. He's not worth 25 million, but these are the biggest 4 months now in Newcastle history, because if we stay up, we're on to something pretty exciting. So it's these short-term things that just were a necessary evil, if you like.
Yeah, no, absolutely agree. I've got the Man United game up the end of it playing on my TV, and Man United had 2 goals chalked off for VAR. So I don't know if the second one was VAR, but yeah, they would have kept Burnley firmly rooted to the bottom of the table if either of those had stood. But the second one that I saw was definitely a foul. So, but yeah, so we have scored all the players that started. We'll move on to the subs. First one that came on was Murphy. Yeah. Was okay. Did well. The chance that he got where he hit the post, maybe he could do better. It's still a good chance. The defender's closing him down quite well. But I like that he took the shot on. I'll give him a 6 because he didn't particularly do much, but he was positive. He took the play to Everton. He wasn't just sitting back covering the right back. He had an okay performance, as he always does when he comes on. He gives 110%, but he's just lacking that bit of quality that some players are. 6 out of 10 for me. I don't think there's anything more to say about his performance when he came on. I don't know if you guys have anything to add, but
no, I agree. I think if he'd been playing longer, I think he's probably going to take that first touch into his stride more, whereas he's just kind of not let the defender catch up with him. But I prefer him to obviously take that in his stride and have a bit more of a better effort. It was obviously a good effort, but I agree. I think I'm expecting him to score from that position.
Yeah, me too. It's a difficult. If it's a striker, I'm absolutely expecting him to score. But coming off cold off the bench, I can understand.
Yeah, definitely.
It flashed up a little bit earlier there, but yeah, Javi Manquillo came off the bench, didn't really get a chance to impact the game. had a little bit of a good play. He'd almost tripped over his own corner flag, which I thought was quite funny. But yeah, I think probably an NA from him today. Didn't get enough minutes. But
I haven't flashed up Bruno for
obvious reasons.
Yeah, because he was on the same time as Manquillo. I mean, it clearly should be a non-applicable, but something tells me
such thing. Marquis
we're going to give him like 1 million out of 10.
But yeah, I think Manquillo's almost nailed on to start next weekend, whether that's as a Trippier replacement if he's injured, or more likely at left back because Targett's not going to play against Villa. So yeah, and then of course Bruno Guimarães came on, backheeled it, held it up, looked different class, Sam, didn't he?
Really exciting signing. Again, like he said in his interviews this week, I mean, he's not going to be goals on his strong point, but it's his type of play is exactly what we need: ball retention and that real added quality in the middle of the park, which we've been lacking since Wijnaldum. And maybe you could argue longer before then. But looks really exciting. That back heel is going to be replayed on social media all week because I'm the Twitter admin of NFTV, so it will. So it's really exciting, and hopefully we get to see more of him. It was a great cameo, great time to come on because the place was rocking and the game was won, and St James's Park under the lights is obviously very special. And hopefully we see more of him on Sunday.
I mean, he came on in the 91st minute. He made 2 passes, one of which was a key pass to saint-maximin to play him through on goal. He made 1 tackle and obviously the back heel as well. He had 6 touches inside 2 minutes.
That must warrant like a 15 or something.
I think it's a cool 1,000, Sam, so get the in that. But yeah, really nice little cameo for him to come on. I'm glad that he did get the chance to come on in those circumstances because I would have been worried had it been a 1-goal lead or even if the score was at 1-1, I would have been worried that he would have had too much pressure on him to perform. And the fans may have, got on his back a little bit. I doubt it, if it was a tense game. But yeah, it was nice for him to come on and experience that the atmosphere at St James's, which I'm sure was fantastic. You're very jealous of anyone that was there. But yeah, that's pretty much scoring the players wrapped up. All we've got to do is score the manager.
Yeah.
Tactically, we'll come on to the team selection and the tactics of the game, but set up with the same formation that we came up against Leeds with. Carl, I'll let you start because you haven't led for a while. Go
on. I think I'll go with I'm going to go with a 9 because I would have liked to have. I was probably a bit naive in thinking I wanted Bruno to start, but I just feel like with the type of player that he is, the side that he's been playing, the amount of football that he's been playing this season, I know he's only had a couple of training sessions with his teammates, but I think a player of that quality can just kind of potentially nestle into the side. But again, I listened to you boys before, and I understand that could be the downfall of some players. So, that's why Eddie Howe's at the helm at the end of the day. And it proved that Joe Willock again grew into the game very well. I wasn't overly impressed with him first half again, but second half I thought it was fantastic. And it's frustrating it takes him that long to get going, but proved to be the right decision. I think all the decisions that were made were pretty much key. I wouldn't really have done anything. I think other than there was Jacob Murphy come on at like the 70th minute, was it, or 75th minute? Yeah, I think maybe I'm looking at potentially making a change 5-10 minutes earlier because I'm just thinking we've dug in really well, played some good football. We've been all over the park. We're starting to get leggy, maybe bring someone on, but it didn't matter anyway. I thought everything he did was fantastic. It's pretty much the starting lineup I would have gone with bar Lascelles, but obviously Dan Burn wasn't available, so it is what it is.
Gamito.
Gamito. But I thought it was an excellent performance from Eddie Howe. I think everything went very well, and I love this high press that we're playing. I really do. I know we can get caught out with it, but that bit of intensity that we have in the first 5 minutes, even if nothing comes of it, for me, it just puts the shitters up them straight away.
Yeah.
So, 9.
Yeah. We'll move along the line. Sam, you can go next.
I agree with everything Carl said. I mean, I told you in the WhatsApp group for the past few days, Bruno's not going to start. But you don't listen to me. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much as expected in terms of team selection. Gamito aside, I thought Burn would have played, but, fungal nail powder will do its thing, and he'll probably start on Sunday. It was a really positive performance. The game, as I said earlier, could have been a lot more comfortable. Good chances for Joe Linton, one for Wood. We could have really made Everton look silly tonight. It was our best performance of the season.
Yeah,
better than the Man United game and the 2 wins. Really, really encouraging. The new. I mean, again, I wasn't a fan of the Targett signing, but he played really well.
He had a good game, didn't he? To be fair,
I said it at the top of the show. I love being proven wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know why you weren't thrilled with that signing, because I mean, but personally, I was. I think it was a smart signing. It's not a marquee signing but it's a Premier League proven left back who we know can play well. I thought it was exactly what we needed, especially with the signing of Dan Burn as well.
Definitely. I mean, like, Villa fans will give, because you know what they're like. But at the end of the day, had that opportunity not arisen with Luca Digne, he'd still be their first choice left back. So, but I kind of understand where Sam's coming from. I think it's just kind of forced to watch him as well. I've always thought he's pretty solid, and I just felt like he, probably better than what we had.
Yeah. Carl, you can answer this question that's coming in the comments. How was Dele Alli? Was he good?
Oh, Jesus Christ. What a fantastic evening to watch someone, as much of a prick he is, to fall flat on his face.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. And I couldn't wish it up on anyone else other than Dele Alli. And Donny van der Beek, as much as I love you as a player, I hope that hurt tonight. I hope that stung tonight. I hope you're going home. I hope you're on the phone to your agent tonight, because that's what you missed out on.
Well, that's two players that turned us down. Ali turned us down when he came from
Fuck him, mate. Fuck him.
This is what you're missing, lads.
Hopefully we have that with Luca Digne on Sunday as well.
Hopefully Maxi tears him apart.
Yeah. I better score already. I mean, it's going to sound like an echo in here. I literally repeat everything you guys have said. I would have liked to see Dan Burn start. That's my only gripe. But if he's got a funky toe, then he's got a funky toe.
I've never had it. It must be painful.
Well, I don't understand if you, like, for me, it's the age-old adage. If you're fit enough to be on the bench, you're fit enough to start.
That's a fair point.
Like, you can't expect...
We've not got any other centre-back fit, though, have you? So he's just...
Well, yeah, but if he starts, then you take one of the centre-backs out.
My dad was literally saying it. I was like, I don't care if he's got one leg. The cell should not be in that side.
I mean, if he has got one leg, I'd be sending a strongly worded email to Brighton.
Absolutely. Imagine he's got a prosthetic.
But yeah, I'm literally just going to echo what you got. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 for the manager today, because tactically brilliant. The press, I absolutely loved watching that. It was actually an enjoyable game to watch, bar the kind of last 5 minutes where I let myself get in my own head and convinced we were going to concede 2 in 2 minutes. It was a good performance. And like you say, Sam, for me, this performance and the Man United performance are on the same level.
Yeah.
The difference is we have better players now, and we got the result because of them. Like, Trippier won us the game. Saint-Maximin won us the game. I know.
That kid. Yeah. Kieran Trippier, man.
What a player. What a man. Sexy football brain. We've given 2 players 10 out of 10 today, Kieran Trippier and Alan Saint-Maximin. Should we come to a consensus at man of the match, or should we split it down the middle and give them both it?
It's up to you, boys.
Tricky. I mean, there was a lot of performances there tonight that were man of the match worthy. But yeah, obviously the 2 standouts were ASM. Who got the BT man of the match? Was it Saint-Maximin?
Yeah.
Should we be controversial and
who was on Carl? Who was on co-coms for BT?
I don't know. I was watching it on our Saudi box.
It doesn't matter who's on co-coms, because it's BT and they don't watch football. And they go,
was a female.
He's a flash player. They just whoever the
well, I thought it was, if it was going to be like your mate Savage or Steve McManaman, I was just going to go with the opposite with what they did. But
For me, I would probably edge towards giving it Trippier because I just love the fact that he doesn't back down from anyone. He just set the tone as well. Yeah. And then everyone was smashing everyone after that. I was like, this is what I want to see. Put them on the back foot.
Yeah. For me, Trippier was man of the match. I mean, the website that rated Fraser as the worst player in the league has given Trippier and saint-maximin an identical rating. But without Trippier today, the first goal, the goal from the corner, even the ball was spectacular. Picked Lascelles out like on a 50p piece. And then the free kick is sublime as well. So for me, and he won like every challenge and then tried to scrap like 3 players and got away with it. So,
he's done that every week now. He's had almost had a fight with someone every week.
Yeah, I love him. Absolutely love him. Yeah. But yeah, so for me, Trippier is going to be man of the match. Argue in the comments down below who you would have given it to.
Oh, it was Chris Sutton on Co-Com. So yeah, definitely Trippier man of the match. Yeah, absolutely.
So fantastic result, 3-1. Just before we wrap this one up, boys, score prediction for next week.
This week?
Well, yeah, next fixture, Sunday. Feels a long time.
Oh, you can't ask me that because this is the Mulliner derby we're talking about. So
I'm asking you directly, Sam. What is your score prediction?
1-1.
Okay. He's playing it nice. Okay. Not taking any sides, sitting on the fence. Carl?
Well, I predicted before this that we were going to win 3-2 tonight. So I'm going to go with we're going to beat them 3-1. We're going to score another 3 on Sunday. They're going to come to St James Park on Sunday, and Emi Wendy is going to shit himself.
I'd love to think so.
Honestly, as soon as the Gallagher roar, he's going to shit himself. Yeah. And that's it, done.
Yeah, Coutinho's going to shrink.
Yeah, Coutinho gets slapped by Trippier and he won't want to know.
I'm going to go with a squeaky 1-0 win for Newcastle. I hope
we're going to hammer them. Don't worry about it.
I love the confidence so much. I really hope we do.
It's because I've been getting grief all night.
It's nice to dish it out finally.
Yeah.
But thanks so much, Sam and Carl, for joining us on Scoring the Plays. We've got some live fan reaction coming up next, hopefully for the next half an hour or so. If you haven't,
I was going to say, we won't go on all night because
we'll stay with you until about 11 o'clock is that? But yeah, thanks
Johnny's
so much,
instant
everyone.
reaction is out as well, by the way.
Is it out now already?
Yeah.
Fab. Well, don't stay with us until we finish. Then go and watch Johnny's instant reaction. Thanks so much, everyone, for staying with us for so long. There's been a lot of you tonight, and thanks for chipping in the comments, keeping me entertained anyway. And to whoever said I'm a plastic fan, get gone. Drop a like on the video if you haven't already.
Ages ago,
probably. I think we were Everton fans, to be honest. When the second goal went in, that was them gone. Thanks so much for watching. Drop a like on the video and subscribe to NFTV Extra if you haven't, and Newcastle Fans TV, of course. Sam, Greenwood and Mulliner show recording tomorrow or out tomorrow?
Yes, 2 of them. I mean, we've got the fan reaction on this stream because it sounds like you're wrapping up.
Yeah, I'm wrapping up this video to move on to the next video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but the next video is still part of this one.
Oh, I know, Sam. Right, you take over then. It's your job.
No. All right, I can take over as you.
What? Okay, go on then.
All right, everyone. I'm Matt. Coming up next on BBC 3, it's Fleabag. See? But yeah, Greenwood and Mulliner shows. We're recording 2 tomorrow, one with a Mackham, which is going to be a lot of fun, and the other one is going to be fantastic as well. So they'll be out later on in the week. But yeah, they're 2 really good shows. I cannot wait for them.
Great. And we'll see them later in the week. Carl, are you sticking with us for the fan reaction, or are you jetting off?
No, I'm going to go and cuddle my child.
Well, I can't be rude about
Should be
that.
asleep by now.
Exactly. He is asleep, son, but I'm going to wake him up.
He's done it enough to you.
Yeah, fair play.
Return the favour.
All right.
Right. Okay. Cheers for joining us, Carl, for your brief cameo. It's always a pleasure.
Love you, bye.
Oh,
Preach.
Sam's being brutal for that.
Right. Should we get 2 on at a time?
I think so, because we're not going to have a whole lot of time tonight. Should we get Andy on?
Right. So Dayan was waiting first, so we'll get him and Andy on.
All right.
Yes. Evening, lads.
Hey, lads.
Evening.
How are we doing? Do we enjoy that?
Carl looks like he's wrapped up like a Christmas present with that gold bow tie.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did.
Very cutesy.
He's not going to cuddle his child. He's going to see his missus. That's what he's saying.
Valentine's Day in just under a week's time. He's giving her an early present.
Oh shit! Yeah. Forgot about that.
That's your man. Everyone watching. Valentine's Day, 14th. It's next Monday.
I'm at pool then.
Right. Monday night's a pool night. Can't do anything about it, unfortunately.
Exactly. These things.
I'm lucky. My girlfriend lives in Inverness, so don't have to do any.
Train up, surprise her.
So you do Valentine's Day via Zoom?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Well, I can't get the train up either because she lives with her parents and they don't know about me. So,
right.
Yeah. Well, they do now. They're subscribers to NFTV and they're actually members. They're in the Discord chat. They enjoy all the benefits of a membership with NFTV for the low price of $1.99 per month. So, they know about you now. But anyway, football.
Free OnlyFans.
You're not that famous.
Andy, what did you make of today's game then? Massive result for us, obviously, but the performance was next level, wasn't it?
Mate, loved it. But for me, best performance of the season. I was having a bad time, a bit like Sam. My little Ben was having a bit of a meltdown in between the game, and it got to 2-1. I kind of switched off the fact that it was such an important game, and then we got the third goal, and then I realised, and he's sitting on top of us, and I'm like, now we'll have a chance of staying up.
Yeah.
Now we'll have a chance. If we play like that, yeah. Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know how to articulate how I feel, mate. It was just
weird,
good to watch as well as a neutral.
Yeah, it's weird having watched a good performance as a Newcastle fan. Like, when was the last time?
Not having your week ruined.
Yeah, we can actually go and enjoy ourselves for the rest of the week, which is nice. Dan, brilliant, wasn't it? Was there any standout player, individual for you, or was it just a brilliant team performance?
I'm going to give ASM it. I've battered him a few times this season, so I owe it to him. He was the one that made the difference for me. He was Willock. I thought the first half was very poor at times, but then okay. But he made silly little second touches which weren't there, and then second half different player. He did that against Leeds as well, if I remember right. Yeah. But I think that the standout for me is ASM. And Targett behind him, you're going to see more of ASM like this if we're strong on the left side of defence, I think.
I agree with that. What about you, Dan?
I mean, I have to agree with the two of you in the player ratings that Trippier and ASM were the standouts. But I'd probably, if I had to give a man of the match, I'd give it to Trippier because I think,
God, he's good.
Like I would have given actually ASM maybe an 8 before the kind of final 2 chances in the game, because he was obviously creating a lot, but he was still also doing a couple of times where he wasn't passing the ball and trying to take. He kind of needs to choose his moments a bit better, I think, when to carry the ball and take players on. I think when the second half started, he just lost the ball trying to take players on, and there was no reason for it. But I can't really criticize him too much because his playmaking today was superb. So, and if I think if we had had Callum Wilson playing, he would have set him up for one as well.
Yeah.
Trippier
was brilliant though, wasn't he? Yeah. Brilliant.
God.
It's just it's nice to have good footballers. And not just good, not slagging off anyone, but good footballers that try for 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. Like we talked about the tactics briefly, Andy, but the setup today was perfect with the high press. It's beautiful to watch because we're not camped on the edge of our own box anymore. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's nice to see when the only time I was really worried in the second half was when Everton had a free kick.
Yeah.
Whereas most of the season, it's been when we've attacked and lost the ball. And then as soon as we lose the ball, you're like, oh, here we'll go. Mm-hmm. Especially straight after we've scored. We did have a couple of moments after we scored our first goal and we equalised where Everton did get forward. But at no point was I worried like I was weeks ago where I'm thinking, you know, we're being exposed because of someone losing the ball in the middle of the pitch. I just thought that we're hunted, but we're hunted. And we stood when we knew we weren't going to win the ball, really, in the tackle. We just stood in front of them, made them make a decision. And sometimes they panicked and just played backwards.
Yeah, absolutely right. Dan, it was just, that was it, wasn't it? We were just solid all around. There was no I mean, there was a couple of individual mistakes from certain people, but all around it was just a consistent performance, right?
Yeah, generally speaking, the only player I'd say who had a bit of an off game was Chris Wood. But I mean, it's okay for your striker to have an off game if other players are gonna kind of fill in for him. So I just felt really positive from the start of the game, seeing the tempo and the energy with which we were playing, and that high press definitely, I think, maybe took Everton a bit by surprise. There's always the risk with that high press that you're going to get caught out, and they'll play through you. But regardless, that it didn't really happen. So I was actually I disagree with you a little bit on your assessment of the fullbacks today. I was actually quite impressed with Jamal Lascelles. I know he hasn't been playing very well in recent games. In fact, he's been a liability, but I thought he showed good leadership after we conceded the goal, after the own goal, and he made up for it. So I thought he was good today. And I also thought Jonjo Shelvey was good, maybe not in terms of what he was producing necessarily. That was probably average for him, but just in terms of the work rate and the amount of running that he was doing. Yeah.
I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and obviously the comments were backing you up, and some people saying the same thing as me. At the end of the day, we can disagree happily, because at the end of the day, we've got 3 points. If this was a loss, we'd be in a very different state of mind. But
Lascelles is always going to be polarizing at the minute as well. So he's on the comeback. Like I said during the player ratings, like he grew into it, and he can take real heart from that last 15, 20 minutes. And I hope he continues it, because again, I've maintained that I've always liked him, and I like him still being the captain of this football club. You need more than one leader on the pitch. So the addition of Trippier doesn't overshadow Lascelles. It helps Lascelles.
Yeah.
If anything.
And on Shelvey, I mean, in normal circumstances, when he gets an early yellow card, you're worried.
Yeah.
He did play the rest of the game quite well.
Yeah.
You know, if he's well known to, after getting a yellow card, to be a little bit rash or put his leg where it shouldn't be, or just get annoyed with a referee or something. I thought he kept his head very well, and I think he deserves a bit of credit for that as well. So
absolutely, credit where credit is due. He kept his head. Slightly off topic. I'm watching some of the highlights off screen. West Ham's goal, Jared Bowen's goal, is the most scuffed deflection I've ever seen. It is just fate. It's like that bloody, well, not quite as dramatic as Mo Diarmi's against Brighton, but certainly keep us sent for an absolute sausage there. I'll put this question to both of you. Dan, you can go first. Obviously, a great Newcastle performance. Was it a poor Everton performance, or did we just play them off the park?
I think they obviously, I think they did try in the game, and it probably could have turned out a bit differently had we not got that second goal, because the finish there from Fraser was a little bit scuffed. So the game might have gone differently, but in reality, they didn't really have that many chances. I think it was a little bit of both, in that maybe they didn't turn up as strong as they potentially could have, but we didn't really allow them to get much in our final third.
Yeah.
So a bit of both, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the new signings, Dele Alli and Donny van de Beek, both made an appearance today. No Dominic Calvert-Lewin off the bench, which was a bonus, Andy. Really, two players that have turned... no, Dele Alli turned us down years ago, but Donny van de Beek snubbed us this January. Very unimpressed when they both came on. Neither of them added too much to the game, did they?
No, and go back to the question that you were saying there. I think the first 20 minutes of the game, Everton did threaten to have a good game, but we just didn't allow them to. No, your question there was, I think that's probably why Bruno was left on the bench, because Eddie suspected that at least one of them would have been left on the bench, and that they might be strong leading on to the end of the game, and that he could either keep us in the game or win us the game at the end of the game. As it happened, he didn't have to bring them on, simply because when Everton did threat, when they had the best periods, which was for me was the beginning of the first half. That's when the game was, as a neutral, brilliant. You know, people are sliding in. We just kind of stamped our authority and went from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
The 2 early changes killed them as well.
Yeah,
2 early changes did kill them, because then that has to rethink.
Yeah, you might have seen Calvert-Lewin, yeah.
Exactly. They couldn't get Van der Beek, Alli and Calvert-Lewin on the pitch all at once, which is a relief, because Calvert-Lewin does have quite a decent record against us. So
I was going to say, personally, for one, I am chuffed we didn't get to see Calvert-Lewin today. I'm terrified of him. I think he's a fantastic striker.
Considering the amount of balls.
Yeah. We're going to have to say goodbye to you both for now, because if we are going to wrap up at 11.
All the best, guys.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, in my estimation, I thought the defense played quite well today. You thought they had kind of a decent or okay game. What do you think Howe should do for the next game, assuming the new defender is fit and ready to play?
So he has a healed gammy toe.
I mean, presuming Trippier is fit, obviously he starts. Matt Targett is ineligible to play against his parent club, so we're going to have to bring in a left back to play. If Trippier's fit, Manquillo goes straight in at left back for me. Centre backs,
agreed.
Being realistic, it's going to be Jamal Lascelles and Dan Burn if Dan Burn is fit.
Could you put Burn left back?
That's an option.
I personally wouldn't, but it's not a bad option at all. But I think because of Manquillo's performance against Leeds and the fact he was trusted to come on tonight, I think he'll be better to slot in at that left back position.
I'd go your way.
Especially if they are going to set up how they did in the last game, which is Coutinho and Buendia on the wings, which is a bit more pacey and less physical than some players. So, yeah, that's to answer your question, Dan. That's what I would go with if I was Eddie Howe. If it was me picking the team, I'm dropping Jamal Lascelles personally, but I'm not. Right. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks so much, guys, and thanks for that question.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers, lads.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
We'll get another couple in. I think Connor and Paul have been waiting.
Well, we'll get Dylan and Paul on, and then we'll wrap up with Connor, because then I can do a Scottish.
I wasn't sure if Dylan was there or not. I can't see him on there. Oh, he's there. Lovely. He's there. I just saw your ceiling. I wasn't sure if you'd nipped away or something. Evening, lads. Brilliant result for us. What did you make of the performance in all? Dylan, we'll start with you.
Brilliant. The best performance we've had in a long, long time. Like, it was just like I'm brimming with pride with the lads, just because it's a struggling Everton team, but it's not a bad Everton team at the same time. But we made them look like an absolute, like a League One side. Like, what, it was just brilliant. Like, I'm just delighted and brimming with pride really on the performance, because it was just fantastic.
Yeah,
long overdue as well.
I'm not used to hearing you, Dylan, like really so positive and brimming with pride. Normally, every time we speak, you know, it's after a crushing defeat and we're all pissed off.
We've had enough of them, yeah. Definitely, we've had enough of them anyway. And the Mackems lost, so what a night.
Almost a perfect night if Burnley had bottled it as well. Paul, what are your thoughts?
Man United didn't win, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Regarding myself, I'll be totally honest, I didn't finish work till late. So I missed the first half. But obviously, when you're at work, I know you shouldn't, but you're constantly checking your phone. And when I seen own goal Lascelles, I was like, oh my God, not again. It was one of them where you go, oh, if it's going to be anybody, it's going to be Lascelles. I remember being on a show a few weeks ago, and we were constantly talking about forwards, and I was one of them myself. And I remember the lad who was just been on, he was talking about fullbacks. I was like, it's the last thing you need at the minute. But I'll totally be honest with you, the two fullbacks today, class. Yeah. I've never ever seen for a long time, apart from Kabay or Laurent Robert, where someone's going to take a free kick and it's not Shelby or it's not someone else, and you think, he's going to score.
Yeah.
It was like, he was waiting for the referee to say, Howie, let's just take the free kick. I'm going to score. Yeah. When he scored, it was just one of them. But ASM can only be like that type of person today when you've got someone behind you who's going to do their job. And the lad who's come in today as the left fullback, he might not be the best fullback. He's a bit like an Aaron Hughes. He's a 6 or 7 or 8 out of 10. He knows he's going to do his job and he's just going to say, ASM, do what you need to do, and I'll do my job. And he was really good at it today. Both the fullbacks were really good. Every free kick, it looked like we're going to do something. Bearing in mind, ASM's playing against one of the best right-backs the Premiership's seen for the last 5-10 years. Easily. Let's be honest, Coleman's one of the best fullbacks for a long time. But today, how often does Newcastle come back from a 1-0 to win 3-1? When did Newcastle finish games off?
Yeah. Well, that was one thing that impressed me today. When we did take the lead, we didn't sit back. We didn't stop. We kept
3-1 flattered Everton.
They look so. Newcastle today, it looks like one of the fittest teams I've seen for a long time.
Yeah.
As in, to be able to play, I know I've been watching for a long time now, like tonight. He's been talking about like the high press and this and that. That can only come from training. Now, I'm not going to say it's come from when they went away the other week, but it's clearly from the manager. He wants to play on the front foot, this and that, and it's one of them. When you hear it, you think, it's never going to happen in Newcastle. Today, it was front foot football all the time. If Joe Linton could have sorted his feet out, he went from the hero Joe Linton to the zero Joe Linton when he missed that sitter.
Yeah.
But honestly, when you seen Bruno, I know you talked about the back heel and stuff like that. It's a case of one of them where you start to believe a little bit more. So many positives today. I know Wood didn't score and didn't do this and do that, but there's so many positives today. Finishing the game.
Yeah.
Fitness levels is a big point, and it really has been noticeable the past few days, and it just shows how undercooked we were going into this season, and the routine that Steve Bruce had us going in. I mean, Jesus, West Brom lads are in for a treat, having how many days off in a week.
Andy Carroll and Steve Bruce.
Oh my God.
I mean, they play Saturday, Tuesday in the Championship, so I don't know if they're going to have any training at all. But yeah, we were undercooked going into this season, and that explained why we were tailing off a lot in games and threw away so many points. But yeah, we're looking so much more fitter now. And like you say, you see Bruno come on, and you got Trippier. It's about building that team now, and it's building this team, and it's a team going places for a change, not just getting by.
You two centre halves. Go on, sorry.
So I just quickly, Trippier, since he's come in, you can just tell he uses class. I'm like the fact we got him, and he's shown the top player he is, and like you can see the influence he's having on the team just with his actual quality from the right back position and that free kick he scored tonight. Jeez. I left out my seat and I saw Gareth Southgate beside Amanda and Merdad there, and if he didn't see that performance, if he doesn't think Trippier is good enough for the England squad, then Trippier may as well retire from international football, because he has been different class since he's come in.
Yeah,
it's one of them sayings though, isn't it? When you've got someone behind you, so like I'm using Man United as an example, when you got a great goalkeeper like Schmeichel, and you had Rio Ferdinand, you had all these players, the midfield can express themselves and push forward. Today, I'm not saying it's a goalkeeper, but when you got full backs, the wingers can go, you know what it is, and I know I can go forward because I've got him looking after us. Them two full backs did their job today, and they can still go forward as well.
Yeah,
which has now been known.
Like, I mean, you mentioned Man United there. I mean, Manchester United fans on the train back to London from Burnley tonight, they will be kicking themselves they did not sign Trippier.
Yeah, massively.
Because they had the chance.
Yeah.
For even bigger money than what we got him for, which makes it all the sweeter.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wrap it up with you both. But just one quick question before we let you go. It's 4 unbeaten now, 2 wins on the bounce. We're out of the relegation zone. Are we staying up, Paul?
Yes, we might just scrape through.
It'll be a last day of the season type of job, do you think?
I do think so. I would like to see if Callum Wilson come back, but I'm not sure if he can. But I think we might just scrape through. We might, just because of being more solid defensively now.
Yeah. What about you, Don?
On tonight's performance, absolutely. And what also gives us the upper hand is kind of the teams around us. They're not picking up any points either, and now we're building a small bit of momentum. We're not necessarily winning games, but we're drawing games now as well. Whereas the teams around us, they're either worse than us, or at best drawing same results as us. So I'm not overly confident yet, but on tonight's performance, if it's a consistent level that they've been showing lately, there should be no issues.
Yeah.
So
yeah, appreciate you both coming on, giving your thoughts. Wish we had a bit more time. But cheers for coming on regardless. We'll get Connor in for the last 5 minutes.
All right, mate.
How are we, lads?
Buzzing. Absolutely buzzing after that. What about you?
Oh, over the moon. What a 3 days I've had. Scotland beat England in the Six Nations rugby, and now
I knew you were going to bring it.
Sorry. No.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll let you have that one, only because I'm in a good mood. But go on.
Yeah, listen, I said it in the YouTube chat. For me, best performance of the season. I thought, the Manchester United performance was great, or slightly unlucky in that one. But today, yes, Everton are not in a great position, and I don't think anybody would argue now that Everton are not in a relegation battle, because they are. They're only a point above us. Today was as big a match for Everton as it was for us, and we rose to the occasion. And I just think to see us bounce back so quickly from going behind, and we can forget that. But to bounce back from going behind so quickly, and the goal. Listen, I'm not sure there's much Lascelles can actually do about the goal, because it's blocked on the line and it comes off him. It's there's not much to do. But he responded well, because wasn't it his header that led to, ironically, Everton's own goal? So they both scored in the first half, but for each other, which never normally happens. But I thought the second half we came out and we were brilliant, and we showed that intensity throughout the entirety of the second half. How often we sit here and we go, I think it's 9 times this season we've took the lead and not won, because we take the lead and then just sit back and allow teams to pressure us. And it doesn't matter what kind of form they're on. Everton have got the kind of players that if we had just sat back, they really could punish us. So you need to be careful. But we kept it up, and I just thought it was terrific, and it's good to see players like Matt Targett come in and do a decent job. Trippier, I think, if he's not the future Newcastle United captain, I mean, who's going to be? He's a natural born leader, and he's terrific. But even some of the players that were there before, I know he didn't do loads today and missed a chance, but Joe Linton, for me, since Eddie Howe's come in, has been, if you look at the player we saw this time last season to the player we've got now, it's night and day. He does need to sort out his finishing a bit and stop falling when he's going to hit shots, but the aggression he shows, the willingness to get into challenges, win the ball back, and not let players get by you, and even that willingness to give away a foul inside your own half, the opponent's half, if you have to. It's not a big deal, because you can kill their momentum. But all over the pitch today, I thought, solid performance. The only person I think who would have got less than a 6 would have been Chris Wood. But even then, again, I think he just needs to be a bit sharper, because the goalie got chopped off. Actually, the way it comes off Pickford, does he really need to take that step that puts him offside? If he'd stayed where he was, it would probably have come back to him anyway. But I've every confidence that will come. And by golly, when Callum Wilson comes back, I think we're going to be a real force to be reckoned with.
And I think if we do stay up, we'll go back in the transfer market for a striker as well in the summer. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. I think Chris Wood was a smart signing for the end of the season. And if we go down, he's got nowhere else to go. He'd happily stay at the club next season. I think that was a very astute signing. But
he's a Premier League Daryl Murphy.
Yeah, that's what he is. That's pretty much a good note to leave it on, I think. He's a Premier League Daryl Murphy, and he'll score the goals to keep us in the league, hopefully, anyway. Cheers, Connor, for joining us.
Do you know what we should be wrapping up with? Sexy football brain.
Sexy football brain. Kieran Trippier. Am I allowed to wrap up, Sam? Is that okay?
Yeah, because it's past my bedtime.
Right, fair enough. Cheers, Connor. Cheers, Connor, for joining us. It's a pleasure as always, mate.
Cheers, mate.
But that pretty much is all we've got time for tonight here on the Fan Reaction Show. Thanks everyone that stayed with us. Going on to 3 hours and 45 minutes, which is a slog from everyone that's been with us the whole time. Thank you so much if you have joined us from the beginning. And thank you if you just tuned in the second half. Whenever you've joined in, thanks for joining in with us. I keep saying joining in. Thanks for getting involved in the comments down below. Drop a like on the video if you haven't already. It helps us out massively. I know we've already touched on it, Sam, but what have you got coming up on the channel later this week?
Greenwood and Mulliner show. Shall I reveal it now, who we're interviewing?
If you want to do a big reveal, be my guest.
Go on then, as a treat for who's watching still at 11 o'clock. So we're interviewing the impressionist Schaefer Bates tomorrow, who is you've got 24 hours to check out his YouTube stuff. That is absolutely unreal. And then also tomorrow we are interviewing Sky Sports News / Sunderland fan, Mr. Tom White, as well. Brilliant. So we won tonight. They lost to a race course. We're going to have some fun with Tom tomorrow.
Hey, maybe you can whip out some of your impressions. Maybe an impression of me, or who did you? Was it Chris Wood? You did an impression of earlier.
Did I?
Yeah. Well, you said.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, it was horrendous. It was horrific. No,
I mean, I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you realised. But yeah, that's coming up. Of course, we've got the reaction from Johnny's match reaction. I think that's already up on the channel. Go and check that out after we're done here tonight. And of course, keep tuned, subscribe, and put that notification bell on to keep up to date with every video that we have. And if you want to become a member and get premium access to all of our videos, link is in the description as always. Thanks so much for joining, guys. 3-1 out of the relegation zone. Sunderland lost, Watford lost, Burnley drew. But almost a perfect night here on Newcastle Fans TV. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next video.